Alright, guys, so we are ready to get into the grand final, or at least everybody apart from Widderson is ready, it looks like, because everyone else is waiting in the room. So maybe if Mr. Widderson would care to pull his finger out and get into the lobby, we can get the game on the road.
Then we can get ourselves ready to bet.
Absolutely. Oh, here he is. Widderson's here.
We are ready, guys. Ready for the big final.
I'm pretty hyped, Toikan. Like, these have been some really solid games so far this weekend, all the way from round one up to the semi-finals. Everything's been like really high-paced Legion, really exciting stuff so far.
You can see that the total level of players, the scale of players went up like the last 2-3 months pretty hard.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
With the influence of new players, new play styles, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just really fun to play lately.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I'm loving Legion at the moment. I'm playing a lot more this season, I feel, than I was during Season 8. I mean, mainly because I'm at home, so I've got more time as well, but I'm really loving all of the new Mastermind options, and I'm really loving the influx of new players as well. Like, the new blood is just kind of keeping Legion fresh and interesting for me.
Yep. Well, it looks like everyone is ready.
Yeah. Right, the players are just kind of flirting with each other right now.
I see. So, who do you think? What do you think of this game? Who is going to win? What will be the score?
Oh, man, it's really, really hard to call. It's really hard to call. I mean, just on tournament pedigree, I have to give the favour over to Kingdanzz and Widderson because these guys have won so many tournaments already in the past. But SSP and Aviator are incredible players in their own right. Like, Aviator is a monster on the ladder. Like, probably the most accomplished ladder player in the last 2 seasons is Aviator for sure, right? Like, he has to be. Mm-hmm. So I just can't call it. If we're going purely on the basis of tournament pedigree, I hand it to Kingdanzz and Widderson. But SSP and Aviator absolutely have a chance. Like, if I was to give it odds, I'd probably say it's, like 55% in favour of Kingdanzz and Widderson, and then 45 for SSP and Aviator. It's that close. It's that close between the two teams. There's just a whisker in it.
But maybe we will see a surprise again. But let's go, guys. We are here. The first game of the match.
Of the grand finals.
Abrasiert versus This Is Fine.
Let's get this show on the road. Kingdanzz and Widderson, that's Abrasiert over on the left-hand side. SSP and Aviator, that's This Is Fine over on the right-hand side. They at least have a much better guild emblem on the side of SSP and Aviator. You have to give them points for that.
Yeah.
Compared to this, Hobbit thing that they have over on the left.
But we see that Kingdanzz and Widder are spiced up the strategy, right? Because Kingdanzz was playing Chaos all the time.
Yeah,
now he is playing Greed.
Do you want to know something interesting, Mr. Toikan?
Yes, I want to know something interesting.
Before the tournament started, I was having a chat with Jules, as you know, the balance lead for the game. Yeah. And he made a bold prediction before any of the games started. He said, Greed will be the most picked Mastermind option in the Nova Cup. And he is absolutely right. Absolutely right, because so far everyone has picked it pretty much.
Yes, but it's also the most safe one, right?
It is.
The one everyone is used to, like for all the seasons. There was only Greed and YOLO, but YOLO wasn't that great at the time.
YOLO wasn't really competitive before it was buffed up to 7 income, and then it just became very, very strong, I feel.
It's still pretty strong. If you don't have to reroll early game, YOLO is still really strong.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Like, the -1 income on reroll, I think, was a good balancing choice that was made because YOLO felt maybe a bit too strong at +7.
Yep.
But now it feels like it's in a pretty good place. But yeah, interesting to see everyone going Greed.
6 workers, by the way. SSP is pushing like a madman.
Absolutely lovely.
I like it.
Very hard if Kingdanzz decides to send a snail here, but it looks like no snail in sight for Mr. Danzz.
It's only 70. How much is it? It's 72%, right? 75? If you leak?
75, yeah. 75% leak versus snail.
Okay, we see King with the red again. And the cat. Widder is fine, pushing to 5. He just adds a gargoyle next wave and he should be fine. And what do you think of the late game rules, by the way? So far, no one really has a really OP late game rule.
So for late game, I think Widderson's is nice because Gun is just incredible, and then he has that Phoenix. It's very hard to get your split tanking just right, especially when you're building at the front of the lane like this. So maybe the Phoenix isn't as good as it normally would be.
Yeah,
SSP,
I know a little spot for the Phoenix, and that if you place it on the right side with a couple of tier 1s to pull aggro, then your Phoenix will tank 1 or 2 creeps on the right side.
Okay, so maybe if Widderson knows that as well, that might be something that he goes for. SSP has options, you know, he's got like the Pilgrim Chieftain to buffer your Zora. He has the Holy Avenger / Sovereign, and Pulverizer is one of the Legion spell choices, so that can be a good call for him as well. But yeah, like none of them have really insane late game rolls so far.
And we see the Harden on King here, by the way.
Harden and 200 value, yeah. So he's got 5 workers with the treasure hunt there, and he's going to get away with it with that Harden. But look at this, Widderson receives 4 snails on wave number 3. And I think that's one too many, right? It looks like he's going to go for a bit of a leak. Not a big one.
No, this is fine, and this is the power of the gun, right? You receive an 80 cent,
yeah,
and you have an angler, what is terrible on this wave.
Yeah.
And only a cargo. Okay, cargo is good, but because of the power of the gun, just you have so much, I don't know, DPS early game that you...
The gun's DPS is just huge.
Yeah, you never leak big.
Absolutely huge. But I've got to point out this, by the way, SSP has the double Bone Crusher opener, which is only something that we really see in like bronze level games, right? You wouldn't expect to see
I
double Bone Crusher in like the Division 1 Grand Final. And he's kind of paying for it as well, because he actually leaks pretty hard versus the Dragon Turtle Snail here on wave 3.
And he can't really push, right? Because he doesn't have great units for next wave.
But this is just stacks for Aviator, actually, so that's not bad. And meanwhile, Kingdanzz leaked small as well, so this does reach the king on the side of Abrasiert.
I love how you pronounce it, Penny.
Do you want to tell me how to pronounce?
Abrasiert.
Abrasiert. Okay.
Abrasiert.
Alles klar.
Well, my German isn't the greatest either, but
Alles klar, danke.
Let's go. Okay, well, this is the problem if you go angry. You also always have to get your bounty hunter, right? So
yeah,
somewhere in the middle of the game, you can't push really hard. But what also is happening is that SSP is sending income again to Widderson. So this will help Widderson because he's staying over value here. He's 400 value, and now he can freely push after.
Yeah, for sure. 80 send against Widderson, 80 send against SSP as well. Let's see how the double Bone Crushers fare against an 80 send. I have a feeling the answer is not very well.
This one is pretty nasty versus SSP.
At least he's ignoring it. Oh, now he's attacking it. He won't kill it, by the way.
No.
This is going to be a penny leak.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's really bad. 82% there for SSP with his bronze double Bone Crusher build.
Yeah, this is the reason why you don't see double Bone Crusher in high elo.
Yeah.
One Bone Crusher is really strong.
One Bone Crusher is very strong, but double Bone Crusher early on, like, no. You can maybe add a second one for like wave 6 and 7, but you definitely don't want to have 2 on the board for wave 3 and 4.
I have no idea why he just didn't go for his cat.
At least he's feeding stacks to Aviator's Angler though, right?
Yeah, it's all planned.
Yeah, so Aviator, he didn't roll the Sacred Steed in his roll, and SSP just said, 0 AM. No problem, my friend. I'll just leak every wave and give you stacks instead.
Yes, and Widder is starting with the rats, you see?
Yeah. We saw how well he used those pack rats in that final game against Shadowwings and Jokon U, so let's see if he can abuse them hard.
We see this, by the way. Aviator and Widderson are both sitting on a lot of Mythium.
A lot of Mythium. SSP and Aviator getting a taste of their own medicine, it looks like, after their series against Ashton and X-God, so...
Yeah, that's the problem with castle players, right? They kind of can do it. They just stay lower workers, like Widder is doing now. And yeah, in the end, you get your income back.
Yeah.
And you just starve the players who don't have the castle, and they can't push that hard. They can't get that income, and you will just outskill them late game.
Alright, here comes the sends from SSP and Aviator. It's a pretty big send from Aviator, but only income against Kingdanzz, who should be just fine with that Berserker on the table.
Yeah, he's 705 value.
Look at everybody's value. Like, 700 value, 650 value, 685 on Aviator.
Nice overbuild and start.
Nice
You gotta
overbuild
love
and
it,
start.
right?
Kingdanzz hardened, but then changed his mind. But I think he easily holds here with these units and this value on wave 6. There's just no way that income send is going to leak him here.
I'm curious how Wither is doing.
Widderson,
He got a lot of value, but a lot of his value is the
trash
bounty
here.
hunter, angler.
it looks like he's going to go for a bit of a leak. Like, not a big one, right? But a leak.
This you can call this a pro league. I
This
think,
is gonna be a pro league.
especially if you're saving. Look at the Mythium, 190. This is going to be an ogre on 7.
Oh, Ogre on 7. Looks
Or-
filthy against
Or
Aviator.
for friends.
There it goes. Oh, he nearly
this-
killed the Rocco
yeah,
there. That
yeah,
would have been
yeah.
a perfect +4, but instead it's just a very, very small leak. And Kingdanzz, of course,
This is-
holds. He'll even be
This
able
is
to
still
cover
a
this.
+4. This is still a +4. If
Yeah.
you're saving this long, this is a +4.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
When do they go? Are they saving for 8?
No, they go
okay,
here.
there you go.
It's a
the
wave
free
7.
friends
So
already.
SSP and Aviator, they really are getting a taste of their own medicine here. If Xgod and Ashton Butcher are still in the chat here, they'll feel a little bit vindicated here because they love to see SSP and Aviator get this massive friend send on wave 7.
I like it.
But Aviator's 900 value. And he's 900 value on wave 7. He's got the Deep Coiler, he's got the Badger, even the Devilfish, right? Like, they do no damage against the wave, but they're pretty good
The
tanks
brutes,
against
the
brutes.
Yeah, versus the brutes, they are pretty good tanks. Yeah, especially if you can make it that the Devilfish is tanking only a brute.
Yeah.
It just takes ages before the brute or before the Devilfish is dying.
Let's see how quickly this Coiler jumps onto the brutes. The
Yeah.
answer is right now, so one of them dies very quickly.
It's really important.
Oh, and
how
he goes
long-
straight on the second
again.
as well.
Yeah,
Straight on the second. That's really big. Now that Deep Coiler is just kind of farming the wave. Let's have a quick look over at SSP. He's doing pretty well as well. Like, they're both going to leak, sure, but this isn't going to be quite the same level of king damage that we saw when SSP and Aviator made this play earlier on. Yeah, 54% there from Aviator.
This is fine, right? I don't think this was
SSP
worth
is
the
nearly
save.
holding
Yeah, he's doing really good.
really well. Sacre bleu,
Is he
SSP.
holding? Is he
Trebian.
holding? I think he is holding, right?
I don't think he can quite kill that. I think the brute is just too much DPS. Yeah, it was close.
So
It was
close,
very
so
close to
8
holding.
HP, 8 HP.
Yeah.
If he got one more heal off, then he would
Yeah.
hold easily.
But this is
But this
fine,
is
right?
fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is really fine.
This is fine for this is fine.
Yes, it is fine for this is fine. Oh, okay, but now we kind of see a switch, a game switch, a pressure switch. Because look at the Mythium for SSP, he didn't send, right?
Yeah.
He didn't send to Wither. He was holding almost his wave, and he didn't send beforehand, so he still got pressure on Widderson. But
Yeah, for
Widderson
sure.
can just do the Kingpin here, I suppose.
He can afford the Kingpin, and they've got decent stacks, you know. He's got 114 stacks already on wave 8. But he's correctly calling that the send doesn't come here, which I think is a pretty ballsy call. So surely he has to make the Kingpin. Goes for a Graal.
Oh,
A Graal and a Green Devil.
I don't know if I like this.
Yeah, I think he probably should have just gone for the Kingpin. Now, obviously, he can still make it on wave 9, and it will have even more stacks.
Yeah, and then you have the Grawl already, of course, with the Green Devils. The Green Devils are decent on wave 9. The magic damage.
Yeah.
And they are pretty tanky.
They're terrible on 10, though, but his other units are very strong on 10. Is Kingdanzz going for a bit of a pro leak here against the Dino Send on 8? It looks like he is.
Yeah, his red was a bit too greedy.
Well, I think he's very happy with the pro leak here, actually, because he's going for a little bit of a save himself. So we can call that one a +4 for Kingdanzz as well. He has his 13 workers, he has a very long wave. He even can send 240 pre-income against Aviator if he wants to, and he does. There's a Ghost Knight coming out on wave 9.
What has SSP to kill the Ghost Knight?
SSP
Nothing,
just goes
right?
income against Widderson. SSP goes for the Avenger, which is, again, like, it's a good unit, but it's very, very bad against Ghost Knight.
Yeah, it will tank the Ghost Knight will tank this forever.
Can SSP even kill the Ghost Knight? Or will he just leak the entire wave?
How much stacks are the cats? The cats are pierce damage, but they are... Yeah.
I think this is going to be a massive leak on SSP.
Yeah,
like, he's not even bad. Like, he's only 90 undervalue, but his units are just incapable of killing a Ghost Knight.
Yeah, and the Ghost Knight is getting focused by everything.
Huh?
He got some nice split tanking over this side.
He is, and that does give him value with his Pilgrim. So he is going to be able to kill the Ghost Knight, and this Bone Crush is actually doing perfectly over there, just off-tanking against two or three creeps.
But it was only the Ghost Knight, right?
But it's still too much. It's 102% leak there from SSP. Aviator will hold. He only got one Brute and one Snail, so you kind of expect him to hold here. But he's only holding with one Coiler and a half HP Angler. Like, he's not really going to clean up anything in the mid, so this will be quite a decent chunk of king damage.
Yeah, and this is the third time actually that SSP is leaking.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. Well, one time it wasn't that bad.
This is a pretty strong start now for Kingdanzz and Widderson. They have the team of This Is Fine down below 50% King HP on wave 9. And they kind of... Actually, no, they don't have the worker lead. It's looking more or less even, with 16 and 13 on the side of Abrasiert, and 12 and 17 on the side of This Is Fine.
Yeah, but you don't have to get that. That Widder still got his castle value, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
So he attacked the power score already with his kingpin, so it's a little bit inflated, of course.
Yep.
But he's 15 workers, close to the same value as everyone.
Yep.
Only Aviator is under really hard.
He's having a much better game than SSP, right?
Yeah. But SSP has greed.
Yeah, exactly. So Widderson's about to claim his plus 40 income as soon as wave 11 starts. But you're absolutely right. Widderson's in a fantastic position in this game. When you're playing Castle, right, all you need to do is go even in the early game. You don't need to be on top, but he is. He's ahead of both players on the enemy team. And as soon as that plus 40 kicks in, he's just going to be in such a strong position.
And he also have the investment with it, right?
Yeah.
So if he wants,
his income can just go absolutely nuts there.
He can be the new Jeff Bezos.
But SSP and Aviator, they go for their income sends here. Widderson, he takes the Pulverizer on his Vulcan Cannon, which I do like. I think that's a really good combo. Yeah, it's not great on 11.
No, but it just helps you so much on wave 13.
Like, yeah, and 18 as well, right? Like the weak waves of the Vulcan Cannon are like 13, 15, 18, 20.
You just
and Pulverizer's amazing on all of those waves. Oh, look at this, by the way. So he places the Pack Rat here, which is going to be a good tank on those range waves. But on all of the melee waves, where he doesn't... Oh, wow, he even hunts it. Okay. I was just about to say how he can use it to tank.
Getting sniped.
Yeah, if that gun dies, this might actually end up being a decent leak on Widderson. Gun is dead very quickly. He probably shouldn't have hunted that rat there.
Is it a leak?
There's still half the wave alive there, right? But I think he's doing okay, actually, with that very high stacked Kingpin.
Otherwise, King is just covering him right in the middle.
Yeah.
Small leaks are fine. So even if he leaks 2 here, he only leaks 1.
Leaking 2 is actually perfect for him because they're saving, right? So if he does pro leak here, this is very, very good on the side of Kingdanzz and Widderson.
Look at the Mithium, already 400 on Kingdanzz at the moment. And
that's a plus 4.
Also, that's a plus 4.
That's a plus 4. Widderson's got his sunglasses on right now. This is just fantastic for them. Like, to pro leak here, to elongate the wave, while they have this amount of Mithium saved up, and here comes the send on wave 12.
4-eye. I like the 4-eye. Oh,
4-eye and an ogre.
Really hard. Why is SSP going for a triad resend here?
I couldn't tell you. There's absolutely no way that Widderson's going to leak here. He even treasure hunts both rats, which is the right play. He's got 250 gold. He might even shift, and I suppose if he shifts, he might leak.
I am not sure about it.
But SSP knows it's coming, so SSP... Right? Oh, I was going to say, he hardened his Mudman, but he changes his mind here at the last minute. Please, SSP, you have to harden here.
Let's see.
He doesn't. Okay. That might cost him.
Okay, Widder added a Grawl in the end, by the way, just so you know.
Let's have a look at Aviator's lane. So Aviator, he receives Pack Leader, triple imps. He is on 2.3k value, more or less on value, by the way. This is just on value gaming here in the grand finals today.
His DPS is getting sniped.
DPS is getting sniped. He has still got 2 Kingpins alive.
He is also going to leak.
SSP is leaking, but very small. Kingdanzz actually leaks 57% there. Widderson does hold, but very... Look at that! 3% on his gun. He would have given a shutdown if that had died. So very, very close there.
And Aviator is so close to holding, by the way. He almost holds.
Aviator, how much did he leak there? Aviator leaked 25% and SSP 69%. Nice. But SSP, I think SSP would have held if he kept those 2 Mudmen hardened, right?
Yes. Or at least really close to holding, maybe.
I just don't know why he changed his mind, because you have a Pulverizer Sovereign for wave 13. Like, you're not scared on 13.
Yeah, and the hardened Mudmen or hardened Mudmen on wave 13
doesn't really matter. Yeah.
No. It matters more on wave 12 indeed. And one problem here, by the way. We are seeing this.
Oh,
they
no.
are both
Oh no, they both have the eggs. This is just the heart and soul of overbuild and starve.
Eggs and rats.
Yeah, eggs and rats. This is so obnoxious. I think Aviator and SSP, they're going to ping those eggs and their hearts are just going to drop. Because you know
what
you're
are
in
you
trouble.
going to do? If you want to go 14, then they're just going to hold, right? Because they're really strong away 14.
Widderson is a god on 14. He has a Pulverizer Vulcan Cannon. He'll have 2 Kingpins by then. And Kingdanzz is just going to have double Millennium, right? He probably upgrades one into a Doomsday. So there's no way that they leak 14. Those eggs are just very safe.
Yep, so they are going to skip. And one of the issues now, if you skip versus the egg, is that they got a lot of value, right?
Yeah.
So when are you going to break them? On wave 15? Well,
that's when their eggs pop, yeah. Kingdanzz is going to have a Hades there with the APS buff.
On 16, yeah, good luck. They got a lot of tank value, a lot of damage.
On 16, they're both just going to be above like 4k value as well. So
Yeah. And on 17, they got again the Doomsdays, and this will be just a really hard game for SSP and Aviator. But Aviator, by the way, is top power score.
He is for now. Yeah.
The X still has to pop, right?
Yeah.
And even with the X, they are even workers with Aviator.
Yeah. And they have rats as well. So, like, being even workers while having rats means you're effectively ahead.
Oh, they
go for a 15 cent. This may be a chance now for SSP and Aviator. If they hold this, and that's a big if. That is a big if. But if they hold this...
Looking at the values, SSP is 400 under. And Aviator is close to value, to be honest.
Close to value.
But he doesn't have any magic damage.
He doesn't have great units.
Did he already reroll? Because he got the same units on the board that he has in his roll. He didn't have rerolled yet.
He must not have done, because he still has Angler in his roll as well. You always roll away the Angler, right, when you reroll?
Unless it's your only 45 tank?
Maybe. This is a big sense. So 540 against SSP, 560 against Aviator.
I don't know about the Ogre, by the way.
The Ogre's probably not ideal. Look at this Chieftain just split tanking like a boss.
Yeah, look at this egg.
Oh, and it pops off. He does get the Sovereign to pop. He's going to hold. SSP will hold here.
Easy clap.
See? Aviator does not, so that will be a leak on the side of Aviator, but not a bad one. Really not a bad one.
No, he's close to value, right? He's only 92 under. He's terrible, but...
SSP actually just barely holding, but it is a hold.
They are not dead at least. So.
No.
And they are the ones who are saving. So when do you want to send now versus King?
I mean, that's the question, right? Like when can you send? They have a ton of Mythium, but
yeah, but King was really greedy with the air carrier, and his weak wave is coming. Oh, they skip.
Save.
They go straight 18. They go
wow,
straight 18.
It has to be 18, right? There's no way. They never send 17. They never send 17. There's no way.
This will be a nice. Oh wait. A little push, and this is nice. Oh, okay. SSP is also pushing a little bit.
A little, just a tiny little push.
Look at the value of Widderson.
He's over value. He's over value. While SSP has nearly 600 Mythium, Widderson is still over value. That's insane. But Kingdanzz and Widderson, they have to know the send is coming on 18.
But Widder already got one Phoenix, and this is I don't know.
Widderson has Phoenix in his role. Kingdanzz has Hades in his.
He has a backline Phoenix, right?
Yeah, I mean, it may end up tanking like 1 or 2 creeps on 18. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I think on the right side where your weak tanks are, like your tier 1s, the Phoenix will get aggro faster.
True. But he can just build another Phoenix on the right, you know? Like, he's got options.
Oh, this will be 1,000 cents on both sides, like 1,200 cents.
But even Kingdanzz and Widderson, they have a lot of Mythium to send on 18, right? They both have enough to send the Shaman, which of course is crucial pretty much on wave 18.
Yeah, and the value is way higher, right?
Yeah, way higher. Way higher. Like, Kingdanzz's value is 1,000 ahead of SSP's.
So this will be a bigger send versus more value.
Yeah. Well, SSP is hardening here. That's a bit of a yikes, to be honest. I mean, he will just full push now, right?
Yeah, he has to.
He'll just full push. There's no way.
King is even shifting gold here.
Yeah.
What a god spieler.
Well, they know that like this send is never coming on 17 against these builds.
The moment they skip 15, you know they are going to go 18, right?
SSP doesn't push. That has to be a mistake. That has to be a mistake from SSP because the only chance they have is to win the race here. He's not holding. There's no way for SSP to hold.
I like the double Centaur send from SSP. I know you hate the Centaur, but versus...
Yeah, I really don't like the Centaur. I actually think it's a very bad send, especially against Widderson, because what the Centaur's going to do is it's going to focus these natural frontline tanks, the Egg Sack and the King Claw, but it's going to tickle the Phoenix, and it's going to let the Phoenix do the DPS that it wouldn't be able to do without taking focus. So just watch and see now. Watch this Centaur take the mana away from the Phoenix and enable that to do some insane DPS.
But isn't Kingdanzz fine here? Oh no, he's 700 under now.
He is, but he has Hades, he's got double Fatalizer, got good tanks. The sends are enormous, of course.
He's not getting aggro so far.
Yeah, look, the Centaur is just shaving some mana off the Phoenix. It's not losing any HP, but it is doing full DPS instead. If we go and have a look at SSP, he shouldn't be able to hold. And Aviator, how is he doing? Aviator's killed half the wave already, at least, so he's not looking too bad. But Widderson is just absolutely smurfing on the wave. Does he just hold? Kingdanzz does hold easily, with still like 2,000 value left alive. Widderson leaks 2 creeps and a Shaman.
Yeah, this game is kind of over with SSP leaking.
Aviator will hold, but not enough. Like, there's going to be more King damage here, if not just outright game.
And they are just dead 20, right?
Yeah.
What are the answers on 20? They don't have any answers on 20.
They don't have any answers for 20.
And even with it, and if they really want to win, even Widderson can just full push now. Kingdanzz is stronger on 20 anyway. SSP is out.
Well, they nearly just died here as well. They're down to 5% HP on wave 18. Like, it's not just the case that
Widder is full pushing, right? Yeah, okay.
It's the right play.
Widder is watching the stream.
Yeah.
He is full pushing. Oh no, he's building.
Well, he's pushing hard and building as well. I think that's fine. But like Kingdanzz won't leak 20. He's got double Doomsday with APS and NPS. He's got double Fatalizer with NPS and APS. He plays an egg. Nanny? Is that like the one? Is that the one way that he can lose? But I think he's just baiting the casters. He's baiting the casters.
This is just way too greedy to do.
He's baiting the casters, dude. He's gonna sell it. No, he's not. What are you doing, Danz? Come on. Just disrespect.
If there is one way to lose this game, is to do this kind of stuff.
Is to place an egg on 19. Yeah, that's the only way that there's a chance to lose the game. I mean, his value is still going to be absolutely obscene. But we do see Aviator pushing very hard. He has 67 workers now.
Yeah, both pushing really hard. They want to win the race.
Yeah, but it's not enough to just win a race, right? Because their king is on 7% HP, so they have to leak Kingdanzz and Widderson a long time before they leak themselves.
Look at where this Goldie is full pushing.
He is.
So he sees SSP is leaking full wave. He knows that the Widder that
SSP is full push, so he does the same.
Yeah, you just win if you leak Aviator faster than he leaks Kingdanzz, right?
I mean, don't they just win here? The no send?
They want an achievement?
I think they're going to, I think they're achievement hunting, yeah. I think they're, oh no! Oh no! What an anticlimax to the game! Kingdanzz and Widderson win on wave 19 with no send.
I wanted to see wave 20.
I wanted to see wave 20 as well, dude. Oh no.
GG to Widder and Kingdanzz.
GG to Widder and Kingdanzz, yeah, they clearly deserved that one with the very well thought out no send on 19.
Easy clap. That's how you win games in tournaments. Just don't send.
Just don't send. Forehead.
Oh
man. What a game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Look at this massive send on 12.
But if you look at the
on SSP. Yeah, let's have a quick look at the graph. So, go ahead.
After wave 10, then you just see the
massive advantage. Yeah.
The castle kicks in, the advantage is kicking in, and then
the kingpin bonus value kicks in, and they're just way ahead.
Snowball out of the game.
Pretty impressive holds, honestly, on SSP and Aviator on wave 12. I have to say that SSP probably could have full held if he hardened his modmen there. So I do think that was a mistake not to harden for him on 12. But at the end of the day, like Kingdanzz and Widderson, just both of them having Eggsack in their role, both of them able to cheat out insane value numbers. So that when that massive send came on 18, Kingdanzz was just 6k value. Widderson was nearly 6k as well. Although, actually, look, Kingdanzz was 700 under value. It's just that he had good units as well with the Fatalizers there and the Hades.
Yeah, but also 2 Doomsdays, right?
Yeah, Doomsday's a pretty solid DPS, right?
Yeah, because they produce... Yeah, true. Especially double buff Phoenix, or double buff Doomsdays.
But even SSP was nearly 1,000 undervalue, and he only leaks 1 creep plus the 4 Eyes and Shaman.
Yes.
Pretty solid performance from him.
One of his strongest waves.
Yeah, true.
Anyway.
But then it was just crazy. I really wanted to see the wave 20 sends coming out. Like, it's so anticlimactic to die to no send after a game like this with massive work accounts, massive sends coming out from both teams. And then just to die to no send. Oh no.
The lobby is up, by the way.
Lovely. Let's pop into the next lobby. So that's a 1-0 advantage now on the side of Abrasiert. Versus This Is Fine.
Yes.
Do you have any favourites now after seeing how game 1 played out?
No, not really.
It was super close, right? Like, it still could have gone either way.
Yeah. But the problem was that SSP kind of leaked too much the early game waves too.
Yeah.
So Widder had kind of an even castle game with SSP.
Yep.
And then after 10 it was just over. So if they are able to pull the same kind of game, surviving the long saves, doing pretty fine, then the game will be a lot closer. Just push one worker less, I will say.
Yep.
like the enemy team does.
Yeah, exactly. Just overbuild and starve, baby. That's what it's at.
You don't need workers, right?
Yeah. No workers, no problems. All right, looks like
everyone is ready again. So we are ready for the second game. I kind of hope that SSP and Aviators are going to win. We want to see a long series.
Yeah, for sure. We had both of the semi-finals go to the full best of 3 this time, right? So that's a change from last month already. I think in the January Cup, both semis ended 2-0, so already an improvement in terms of how close the games are this time around.
And we are in. The second game is starting.
Got in. Widderson with his salty tagline there, 4 wins, 4 losses, minus 97 elo. Welcome to Duo Q, Mr. Widderson. Welcome to my life.
The penalty is reasonable.
A very reasonable fan.
Dance with boars and halos, APS, flowers, and reds.
Okay, well, this game's over, so Abrasiert are 2-0 up in the grand finals.
If this is a normal game, if he plays this correctly early game, and they survive until late, then this might be over.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a roll. That is what we in the business refer to as a roll.
Yeah.
He even has the Dark Mage as well to buff the halos, and like Badgers to tank on magic waves. This role has absolutely everything. The one thing I'd say is it's not amazing early game, apart from the fact that Bone Warrior is basically all you need for the first 6 waves. So
yeah. Yes, indeed. Then you can just prepare already for 7 and 8.
Yeah.
And then after 10 it will be just an easy ride for him, right?
Yeah.
Well,
there's even Venture in the game. There's no aggressive spell, so there's nothing to kind of tip the power scales over onto a wave 11, 12 victory.
I really like SSP's Angler. Will he go for the Angler same like Widder did here? No, he won't. He will. I like those starts with a big unit, like a flower with an Angler behind it. Green Devil with an Angler behind it.
And Aviator is going for, I guess, a bunk. And he's placing the Graal right up at the front so that if he gets snailed, he can kill 1 extra creep. So solid positioning choice there as well.
Cat start on Widderson. I don't know. His start is also pretty rough, right? Both on Kingdanzz and on Widder, the starts are pretty rough.
Oh no, I think Widderson has a great early game role. I think that the Nekomata and the Polywog is all you need for the first 6 waves. Like Seraphim / Devilfish is the perfect complement to Nekomata. Like, it does the damage you need on wave 5, it's the tank that you need on wave 4 and wave 6. I think it's a pretty solid role.
Does he leak to no send here?
No, this holds no send. The 3-stat Neko holds no send. It leaks pretty badly to a snail, but SSP with the slow start of the gun and the angler...
Doesn't even get a snail,
he doesn't get a snail, yeah.
Fast
Widderson gets away with it.
And we see a leak here. A small leak, of course, on Aviator, but he pushes 5 workers. What does he get? Because
nothing.
he can't get his blunt now.
He gets nothing, yeah. Does he
You never get to 80. Just a fire elemental, but then just start fire elemental, right?
And he can't afford like a canopy even, can he? Because that's too much with the leak.
What is he going to do? I'm pretty curious now.
If he doesn't do something, he should leak to the snail resend here. Because Graal is a trash unit on wave 3.
Is this a mistake? He only gets 270.
Maybe he thought he could get a canopy, but he can't. Guess he's going to do a fire elemental and a shroom.
Okay.
Interesting.
This is pretty weird.
Yeah, I mean, he'll hold here, but the build is pretty scuffed.
Yeah, you don't want to have this. But let's see. If he just stayed for... Yeah, again.
Again with the treasure hunts. SSP holding the triple snail send with his 335 4 worker value on wave 3, and Aviator holding the snail king up send with his 230 value shroom and pilgrim build.
You see,
I don't think Aviator can hold a double snail resend though.
but his whole build is a bit weird now, right?
His whole build is very weird. And Widderson does reach the second snail if he decides to send it.
I don't know. I think he made a big mistake by pushing to 5 workers.
Luckily, Widderson only sent 1 snail. I think the second would have been really bad for Aviator.
But now Aviator and SSP are saving again. And we know what they are going to do if they save again, right?
But it looks like even 1 snail was too much.
Yeah, but 280 value and all your value is really bad.
But he's also he lost the 15 gold from selling the Graal as well. So Aviator so far has leaked on 2, he's leaked on 4, and he's lost 15 gold from selling the Graal.
Yeah, this is a really rough start for him.
This is like death by 1,000 cuts. He's just losing value every single wave, pretty much.
But now he should be able to hold. He was shifting for his canopy, I think, and he can't get his canopy anymore.
Yeah.
And SSP should be fine here with the bounty hunter and the consort and the gun.
Yeah, he should be fine. With that value, he should be fine. He's only receiving 1 dragon turtle. I don't think Kingdanzz sends the rest there. Oh, he does. Okay, it's a double turtle.
He pushed off to no cent here. Look at it. I don't know.
Listen to this 470 value. I mean, he's on 7 workers.
The boar already on
the boar on Kingdanzz. Wow.
Well, he sold his Graal, of course, but still. It makes him really weak.
It's trash on 6, right?
Yeah, he is really terrible on 6.
It's not great on 8 either.
Do we see Ghost Knight on 8? After receiving these cents?
SSP, easy hold there against the double turtle, now able to push a little bit more. I mean, his build was super weak on 6, which is kind of why I didn't expect Kingdanzz to full send on 5. I thought he might save the other 40 just so that he could get a bigger send on wave 6, but no. And actually, Kingdanzz, he's on 700 value again on wave 6. Where have we seen this before, Toikan?
Yes, I see indeed. But will it help him, by the way? He got his famous APS rats with flower.
APS rats, indeed. You have to say, like we said at the start, his build was really bad for the early game. And just looking at his board, his build is trash for the early game.
Yeah.
But if he gets online, if he gets those halos and those red eyes rolling, he's going to be completely unstoppable.
Yeah, and don't forget he got a lot of Mythium by hunting those rats, right? So it looked like he got 5 workers now, but a lot of those are hidden workers, right?
Yep.
So he kind of has at like 6 whole game, 6 maybe 7 even, for the whole game, by the amount of Mythium he produced. You could check it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is first in Mythium generated. So the rats are really working out.
Total Mythium 246, yeah. So he's the lowest workers, but he has the most Mythium. Actually, Widderson is now taking over during the night phase.
Yeah, but still. So that's the power of the rats early game. You don't have to have a lot of workers early game. If you have the rats, you can hide.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, here comes the send. It's wave 7. It's double mimic.
Halo. Halo on 7, interesting.
Halo on 7 is pretty trash, but maybe they were expecting the send to come on 8, where it's actually quite good.
Versus a big 10.
Oh, and look, this mimic is just straight on the great ball. It's just not the send, really, against the ball, I don't think.
It's good versus the rats, but if the mimic is focusing the board, the wave already kills all the rats, right?
The send is very good against Widderson, so Widderson is going to go for a pretty big leak here. The mimic's
King is just going to hold.
Is he full holding?
Yeah.
No. He does. Wow. I mean, Kingdanzz, he's got 9. He's overvalued. He's 25 overvalued.
Easy clap. Easy.
But I don't think the mimic was the right send against Kingdanzz.
No, Brutes was better.
Brutes was better, yeah.
He has to stick to the plan. Aviator changed his plan with a mimic,
Yeah.
He just had to go for the triple brute because I think he had Mithian for the triple brute. He saved a little bit.
He did, yeah. He didn't send the snail after income, which he could have done. Well, that's pretty good for Kingdanzz and Widderson, right? They got the big send on 7, and it didn't really do any damage to them.
This hold here from Kingdanzz was so important.
Yeah.
And now it's again looking pretty rough. Yes, Widderson is lowest in power score at the moment, right?
But again, he's playing Castle.
Yeah. But he got the same workers as SSP.
Yeah.
Only Aviator is pulling off more workers, putting up more workers, but he doesn't have the reds like Kingdanzz does.
Mm-hmm.
And the famous Bunk.
I've got to say as well, I think Castle is very good in a starved game, right? Because if both players are going into the mid game, like past wave 10, with very low income, like as obviously is the case in a starved game, then that plus 40 is just worth so much more as a percentage, right?
Yeah, and the problem is you can make it a starve game, right? You could just starve your opponent. You can always do it.
Yeah.
And SSP is even lower in power score right now than Widderson, despite him.
You can't be in that position. That will change because, of course, he gets the Kingpin value boost, which will kick in on wave 9 or wave 10, sorry. And he will easily hold here as well. So Kingdanzz goes for an income send. SSP is going to hold easily with the Kingpin. And I think Aviator should hold as well, right? He has the Chieftain buffing the Haven, which is a great tank here. And he has the Canopy for some DPS as well. So easy hold, I think, for both SSP and Aviator.
And he only receives 1 Cannoneer.
Yeah.
Okay, this is all fine now. Okay, but if you are Aviator and SSP, when do you want to send versus?
So against Kingdanzz and Widderson, I mean, Kingdanzz, he has a boar, he has 2 halos on an APS. Is the answer just never? Can you just never send?
He can always, because he shifted here for the big halo, I think.
Yeah.
So the big halo is also really strong on wave 11, especially with. Oh, they're going here.
They just income send. They just income send.
Oh wait, we don't see the big halo here. We see an extra boar. So they're expecting the wave 11 send. They are preparing for wave 11.
Very, very bad on. Very, very bad on wave 10.
Thing here. They're expecting the full wave.
Well, that will catch him off guard. Aviator actually playing super aggressive. Look at this, 995 value on wave 10. Aviator. He will leak here. There's no way that Aviator holds against no send.
Yeah, but SSP should be fine in the middle, right?
He will. But I don't think they're going to get as much damage done as they might have hoped here.
But the halos are both targeting the dinos. No halo so far on the boss.
Now it's on the boss, but his frontline tanks are already dead.
Yeah. Well, it's
just so much damage. With the APS as well, those halos are just obscene. They're both about to get their 100% attack speed buff. They are leaking, but he's not on shutdown.
And
Widderson leaks
no, with the pack. If the pack, what is the king spell? Okay.
King spell
with
is
the
chain
leader,
lightning.
This is some nice king damage, to be honest.
Yeah.
2 pretty high bosses with the pack leader in the back. It will survive, right? Will the boss target the pack leader? No.
Maybe after killing the first
boss.
Okay,
now it's only dead.
But so much damage. They actually damn near won here.
Yeah. Wave 10 is
okay.
really strong on the king.
Okay. But that was only because they were expecting the 11 send. Like if Kingdanzz had
built for wave.
If he built for 10 and if he didn't treasure hunt his rats, he would easily hold.
But now they have a free venture.
Now they have free venture. Now he has 3 boars on the field. There is an income resend coming from Aviator, but this time Kingdanzz should be just fine. And Widderson's late game build is not bad either. He has the white mane on the gates and the star caller as well.
Always nice to have a castle player with Venger having a good late game role.
I mean, they both have 8 workers. Like, we were talking about no workers, no problem. These guys have, like, wave 4 workers on wave 11.
Oh, man, I think these games, those finals and semi-finals, are going to have a really bad influence on the ladder.
Yeah.
Nobody
on the ladder pushes a worker for a week.
No, I don't want to play anymore. I'm taking a break. But anyway, back to the game.
Aviator will leak here, but he's very low value. 1265 value. Like, Aviator has more than double the workers compared to Widderson.
I think he overpushed a little bit here. Just a tiny tad. But he wanted to get King on wave 10, right?
Yeah, which did work. And they did nearly kill them there, but now Kingdanzz is just going to go absolutely Super Saiyan at this point and become completely unstoppable with that 4 Halo roll.
Yeah, especially when the Avenger kicks in.
Yeah.
So he can red again.
He's just hunting everywhere.
Here. Yeah, he's really safe here. No
I've got to point out as well, by the way, Kingdanzz, he's just increased his worker count by 50% there, going from 8 all the way up to a massive 12 workers on wave 12.
Yeah, but look at the Mithium. If you look the total Mithium, like SSP and Widder are only 50.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and Aviator is popping off now because of the hard worker push.
Yeah.
But it's not that far.
I think Aviator saw Kingdanzz's role and just realised, right, I have to push workers hard early, because if this game goes past, like wave 16, it's just over. There's no way. You can't beat Kingdanzz's role in the late game.
No. This has to be, but even 16, right, with the flowers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just really hard to find a good wave to send now.
Kingdanzz's role is absolutely disgusting. It makes me feel physically ill just looking at it.
What? When do they want to send now? 14?
Maybe 15? Maybe 15? I mean, Aviator looks pretty weak on 14, right? But his value's fine, because guess what? Widderson still has 8 workers on wave 13.
And I wanted to point out this nice block building from Mr. Widderson.
Yeah, that is very nice
Beautiful.
block building. Yeah, that's pretty special.
Okay. I don't know. Look at the income. I don't know. SSP went for the investment, so he should have a higher income than Widderson, right?
But he has 40 left.
Widder has 40 more even.
Yeah, but SSP has more than 200 extra Mithium, so he will have more income when he eventually spends it. Wow, this game is so starved. They go for a 14 cent.
Will it be enough?
I don't know. I mean, Danzz gets 1 red eye here. So this is just going to deal so much damage to the wave as soon as it collides. I think Aviator will reach a Hermit if that's what he decides to go for. I think it's a good send just to heal up some of that initial charge damage.
Widder is going for a Lioness here.
Which is not perfect on wave 14, right?
No.
But his value is obscene.
Oh yeah,
he's on value. He's on value. He's on 3,000 value while receiving 460
is close to value, right? He's only retting 1. He's minus 45.
Well, let's see. Let's see if they can get a leak. Maybe Widderson can push to higher than 8 workers now.
Maybe we see a worker. Can he find the U?
Oh, he found it!
He found it!
He's found a worker button. Guys, Twitch chat, I can confirm that Widderson's U key is still working. I know some of you were doubting that for a second there.
This reminds me of a game where York had like 9 workers on 50.
Yeah. We're playing eggs, I remember. Kingdanzz leaks, but very small. Widderson! Do they lose here?
Yeah.
Whoa, no workers apparently is a problem.
Oh, what? This is such a throw, I think.
I think Widderson overpushed. He should have stayed on 6.
Yes. Do they die? Yes, right?
They have to die, right? The king doesn't have enough upgrades. GG! This is
GG
fine. Tying the series 1-1. What a series.
What a starved games.
What a starved game. Absolutely starved. This is just... Wow. Like, Widderson pushes 5 workers on 2. 7 workers on 4. He manages to push up to 8 workers by the time wave 8 rolls around, and then I think he just loses the U key off his keyboard. He's still on 8 workers by the time wave 14 comes around, and that's game over there. Oh man. Do you think if Kingdanzz didn't hunt his treasure, his pack rat there, would they have survived?
I think they just throw wave 10. The wave 10 put them in one-shot range, right?
Yeah, the wave 10 put them in one-shot range, you're right. You're definitely right.
The wave 10 was just, if he didn't red there, the game would be so much different.
Yeah, I mean, they were obviously expecting the send on 11, right? That had to be the case. But, because Kingdanzz could have just done a big halo, and there's no way he leaks there.
And Widderson went for a lioness and a cat, so if he went for...
On 14?
Let's say an extra disciple instead of the lioness with the cat, he would have done better, I think.
Yeah, or just Nekos, you know, instead of a lioness, something like this.
Yeah. Neko spam in the split or something like it.
But again, if he didn't have the block build, he could have put the Nekomata on the white main as well for the extra value from that. But I don't know. I just think this was a really bizarre game. A really bizarre game.
Yeah, but leaking on value is not done right.
Yeah.
Even if you are weakish, if you are on value, you just have to hold. Especially in the final of a tournament.
That was a game, dude. That was a game. Like Widderson and Kingdanzz both on 8 workers for wave 13. Wow.
I don't know, man. I don't know if this is the new meta. Then I'm taking a small break.
You're taking a little break, going back to Classic for a while.
Yes.
Now that Classic has 2 workers again.
Yeah. Did you know why Juice did it?
Go ahead. Is it because you kept on messaging him like every single day?
No. He wants to be in top 10 again, and he saw like a couple of Classic players in front of him.
Yeah.
So he was just getting us out of his way, you know.
Yeah,
so we are not
okay.
He has to try something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh. Game number 3 is underway. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a tied series. We have Kingdanzz and Widderson versus Aviator and SSP. 1-1 is the scoreline. And without further ado, let's jump into game number 3.
Okay, we see the All Out and Lone and Villain. So the All Out and Lone are kind of complementing each other out, you know, with the All Out and the Lone. I don't know, I both don't like these spells. And then the Villain is just one of the best late game late game spells there is. And
Villain is insane, yeah.
And Kingdanzz got the double for it if he wants.
He does. He's got Nightmare Chain Fist, which is a very strong opener. He has Priestess or Lord of Death as well for that magic damage that you need with a Nightmare build. Widderson also has a pretty solid role there, I think, with like Violet Steed going on. He's got the Azura for tanking and the Mudman for tanking.
I really love the Violet Steed combo. I don't know. It's just I love melting the wave with the spells.
Yep.
Okay. Aviator also got a pretty good draw, I will say. Pretty rough early game, but a really good late game. Kind of lacking a fortified tank, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
And SSP with the gun, and the gun is always a good start.
I think SSP's got a pretty solid role. But again, it's the Greed tournament meta. We've got 3 of the 4 players playing Greed. We've got Widderson sticking to Castle, which is playing very well at the moment, I have to say. This is pretty interesting.
He hit first to 2800 with Castle, right? So it has to be good. I have a terrible win rate with Castle. I think my win rate with Castle is 0.8 or something.
Yeah. I think I've been playing Castle a lot when I play with my brother. And I tend to pick Castle when there are no aggressive spells on wave 11, because Castle is very vulnerable on wave 11, right? Because you've gone through the first 10 waves being weaker than everybody else, and you only get the plus 40 in time for 11. but it's not really enough to make up for all of the gold you missed in the first 10 waves.
No, you need like till wave 13 or so to cover it.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so everyone chilling on wave 2. Do have 5 workers now on everybody apart from Kingdanzz, who just pushes his 5th here.
This will be just a game with some income sense, because King needs it for his Oathbreaker. Aviator probably needs some income too, yes. And SSP too.
So snails
Everyone
all
does.
around, but I don't expect to see any leaks off of these snails. This is just players getting the income that they need to finish off their builds.
This is just standard gameplay. I like the flying atoms, by the way. They're pretty strong.
Yeah, I like them too.
For the amount of gold you invest into it, they are pretty decent. And Wither is smelling that, well, knows that Aviator doesn't have too much Mithium to spend, so he builds a Windhawk. He feels pretty safe.
Yeah,
he knows
he's totally
that he can
safe.
only receive a snail before income.
Yeah. And everybody only getting this now. So when do you want to go for a big send? Because I feel like Aviator and SSP currently are looking pretty damn weak on wave 6. Now we can see that they've got units hidden. So SSP has the Windhawk, Aviator has the Azora. They both have options, but from what you can see on the board at the moment, they look pretty weak on 6.
Yeah, but are they going to save again for so long? Because I don't have the feeling this will be a two-starved game, considering the builds people have. Like with a Nightmare start, you kind of want to push hard, right? So
yeah, exactly.
And Aviator is sending income here too.
I mean, that's a free hold for Widderson, right? Although he doesn't add anything. Will this be a free hold?
No, I think his Daphne will die versus the Lizard.
He's got perfect split focus there. The aggro is very, very nice for Mr. Widderson.
But he still leaks.
He still leaks, but it's a very small leak. This is a +4.
Yeah, but also
that's
only
a +4 for Widderson,
right?
Yeah. Can he still afford his Violet, or can he not afford it with that league?
I don't think he can.
I don't think he can either, even with the send here.
But on the other hand, he doesn't have so much pressure on him anymore. So does he need the Violet here?
Oh,
no,
he could have got it with a send, but he chose to save. Okay.
Yeah, but there's not so much pressure on him, right? So
well, he's going to get DT Snail here. And I think with the Mudman he'll be okay, but he might need to harden it.
And King is fine because he only got 6 workers.
Oh, King's totally fine. He has two Oathbreakers, very, very strong here on wave 5.
And the damage from the double.
Damage from the Nightmare, yeah.
And he's only receiving a Dino, of course. And Wither is only receiving the T, so everyone should be fine here.
Aviator did not add the Snail to go with the Dragon Turtle, so I think it's just a pretty easy hold.
Is it wave 6 or is it wave 7 again?
Against Aviator and SSP? I mean, what we can see looks very weak on wave 6. I'd be surprised if there's not a wave 6 send here against Aviator and SSP.
Yeah, they indeed look pretty terrible.
Yeah. And again, as we expected, easy hold for Kingdanzz, easy hold for Widderson, and here comes the send on wave number 6.
2 friends and a mole.
Yep. Oh,
yeah,
and Aviator.
The mole cancels all the damage from Aviator. He got some far.
Oh, he's even adding another Tempest. The mole is so good against Aviator. So good.
Yeah.
Aviator needed to income send here, because if he sent a Dragon Turtle, he could sell 1 Proton and he can make the Azora, or even the Leviathan,
I think the
right?
Leviathan was better there.
I think the Leviathan was better as well, yeah.
But they are preparing for 7 for some reason, because he's also building the Pee-wee, so this can be a pretty big league. But on the other end, he's on 650 value.
He's 650 value, but all of his damage is like small like chunks of fast attack damage, which the mole is just perfect against. Yeah, look, this league is pretty big. He might kill 1 more. Oh, he does. Actually, he's doing much better than I expected.
Only 2 and a mole.
Only 2 and a mole.
SSP is only leaking 1 and a brute.
I think he might even kill that one. It might just be a brute.
Alright.
He does, yeah.
Oh,
It's a +4.
Godspeeder, yeah.
They've got the sunglasses on. This is 2+4s. Like, this was a big send from Kingdanzz and Widderson. This was 140 for both players, Aviator and SSP, and they leak pretty small. Like, there's king damage here, but it's not too much.
No, not too much, no. And Aviator was saving, right? And SSP too.
Yep.
So
yeah, they didn't. Neither of them took their income here. They didn't even king upgrade. So yeah, they're now back in the driving seat on the side of Aviator and SSP.
And is this a 9 or 8 cent?
Against Kingdanzz and Widderson, it's definitely not 9. Look at the builds. Widderson already has 2 Mudmen and a Windhawk. There's no way it's 9.
Yeah, but he's overcommitting it, right? Into 8. Same for Kingdanzz. He's also overcommitting in the bottom wave.
He is with the double night, but nightmares are not that great on wave 8. Like, if SSP reaches pack leader plus a couple of snails, I think Kingdanzz leaks really hard on 8.
But the pack leader is no mole, Penny.
The pack leader's not a mole, but do you remember a couple of patches ago, pack leader on 8 was like the meta, right? And it was especially good against things like Nightmare, because what happens is the Nightmare never reaches the soft, swift wave, and it just spends all of its damage trying to kill the big fortified pack leader.
I think we will see. Well, do we see 9 cents? I think we will see.
He doesn't reach the pack leader anyway.
Oh no, they go.
But Aviator does. So Aviator gets the pack leader out against Widderson, who I actually think can do okay against it. He's got the Daphnes to be able to focus fire. He's got the impact damage, which is very bad on wave 8.
But he's building for next wave.
He is building for next wave, but the impact damage is actually not bad against the pack leader, which he's receiving. He even hardens. The Widderson, he's undervalue. Kingdanzz is undervalue as well. But this is only income against Kingdanzz, so I think he should do fine.
1 harden on Widder, by the way.
1 harden on Widder, let's see. I mean, the pack leader gives so much added DPS to wave 8 with its fast attack speed. And now the Daphnes are attacking the pack leader. Good damage split though, so he will be able to kill the pack leader because of that. Only barely, only very closely.
Was so close.
58% for Widderson.
Is also leaking, but really small.
Very small. Yeah, he's going to leak like two creeps.
So King's leak is +4, but Widder's leak is pretty much right.
Widder's leak is a bit bigger, yeah. I mean, this is going to equalize the king damage here, so they're going to go down to around 70% as well.
But King was saving, and he's sending pretty big now to Aviator. And Aviator, if you look at Aviator's roll 9, even if he got the gate now, okay, the Leviathans can tank, of course, but will be enough because only the gate will be strong for him, right?
Yeah, and the thing about the gate is, like, the gate is amazing on wave 9, but you need units to tank for it to give it time to get those summons out.
Yeah, Leviathan's pretty tanky.
And Leviathan's pretty tanky, okay.
It doesn't do any damage, but it is pretty tanky from this wave.
Yeah. But SSP, he should be fine here.
He doesn't go for the gate.
He goes for the canopy. I actually like the canopy. I think it's pretty solid damage on wave 9, especially with the +27 from the Leviathan.
Yeah.
Again, though, I worry that it's going to tank too much.
It's a 240 cent, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to... Oh, it doesn't. He's actually getting some pretty nice split focus there on Aviator with his Tempest Leviathans taking some of the aggro away from the canopy and letting it really shine there with the health regen. Like, he's going to leak, sure, but it's not that bad. And SSP, he's going to hold, of course. He only gets a Dino and a King up, so that's completely fine for This Is Fine. Aviator even snacking one last creep at the end there. And they saved again.
Yes, they're saving on the right moments at the moment.
It feels...
It doesn't cover too much, by the way.
At the moment, it feels like a game of like a penalty shootout in football, where both teams are taking their turn to like try and score. And if they save it, then it's really good, and if they leak it, then it's really bad.
But we are coming to the point where Widderson's castle is going to kick in. and
Yeah, but they're not going to send on 10, right?
no, this will be an 11 or 12 cent versus King and
Yeah.
Widderson.
King and Widderson, they do send on. Okay.
Yeah, King needed it for a double. He even sold an Outbreak or Chain Fist, yeah.
The problem is, though, if you want to go for the 11 or 12 send, there is loan on the table for Kingdanzz and Widderson.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you force them into loan, right?
Yeah.
So the whole income bonus from Widderson is just gone because you force them into loan?
That's true. That is true. But if they take the all-out assault, though, that is minus 20 income as well, right?
I just think they both pick villain.
Yeah, they
Villain
might.
on the gun and villain on, I don't know.
Like on the Starcaller or something.
Yeah. You just kind of want to bait the loan on your opponents, right?
Yeah. Well, Aviator actually is going to leak here, and it's not even that small.
Well, he's not on shutdown like SSP.
SSP is shut down, but he holds, and SSP can probably even clear up at least most of this boss HP, so they don't take
damage. He is
damage.
not pushing, you see that? He didn't push off to the sand.
So if SSP is not pushing, that says to me that they want to go 13.
Are they going to go straight 13?
I
Then they
think so,
pick villain for sure, right? Yeah, they forced alone onto Kingdanzz and Wither.
And they go 13, so that means they surely take the villain then.
Yeah. If you pick the loan now, you can't handle. Yeah, okay, villain on SSP already. He will put it on his gun, of course.
He may not spend it. I think they want to hide the information for now.
You don't want to show it on this wave, right?
Yeah.
Next wave you can show it.
Because you want Kingdanzz and Widderson to build full against wave 12, right?
I think the best play is to go Violets here.
On Widderson?
Yeah.
Is he even hardening? 2. 3.
The Violets with the Daphne, yeah. The Violets with the Daphne is really strong.
Yeah. So Widderson hardened 1 Golem and 2 Mudmen here. They will be weakened on 12, but I don't think 12 is when they want to send. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 13 send from Aviator and SSP. Aviator actually took the taxed allowance, by the way, over the villain.
Also good play. You get some gold to hold.
Yeah.
People are underestimating tax allowance. Sometimes it's your best choice, right? To go for the
I agree. And actually, like we were kind of looking at Aviator's role and thinking, what does he put the villain on? And like maybe the Starcaller would have been good. But it's not perfect on the Starcaller. Yeah, exactly. So if it's not perfect, then why not take the taxed allowance?
And Wither and Kingdanzz are saving with the loan. So
yeah,
what happened?
They know it's coming on 13.
They build up an income lead, and the income lead is kind of gone. Well, on Wither, of course, he is high on income because of the castle.
I mean, the income lead is pretty huge, right? Like, Widderson nearly has double the income compared to Aviator.
But Kingdanzz hasn't.
Oh, he hardens here. So these ones will now be weak for the wave 13 send.
Yeah, they're both. Are they going 14?
I don't think they can. I think SSP and Aviator will die on 13 if they don't send themselves.
Yeah, of course.
So Aviator, Kingdanzz and Widderson, it looks like they're going for a full send themselves rather than an income king. We get Brutes from Widderson, we get Mole and Tanks from Kingdanzz.
Double 4-eye on SSP.
Double 4-eye, yeah. I mean, it's good. And the Ram against Widderson is pretty solid as well. It's going to take a long time for the Daphne to chew through that. His Mudmen that were hardened on 11 are now active again here on 13, but they're pretty trash on wave 13, right?
Yeah, Wither doesn't have any front line. And his only damage is 1 LOD.
Yeah.
And for Kingdanzz, he doesn't really have damage. Yes, a double is okay. But
it's pierced,
one double
right?
with lifesteal, yeah. It won't help you. It doesn't have any lifesteal or any buff.
And the send is huge. 540 against Kingdanzz. Their values are insane again, by the way. Like, Widderson is only minus 80 here, but I think his units are quite weak.
Pick loan.
Yeah, true.
And income-wise, it's pretty even again. So if Aviator and Aviator is leaking pretty big, by the way.
He's going to kill one more. And SSP, it looks like a whole.
Oh wow, Widder is
Widderson, 100% on Widders and 100 on Danzz.
This is GG.
This is GG.
SSP holding easily with his villain gun.
Yeah.
Well played. This is GG, right?
This is game, yeah. There's no way they survive this with 2 full HP 4-eyes. There's no way.
So again, they win with the long save. It worked.
The dirty tryhard strike again, dude.
Well, it works, right?
It works. And I mean, there's some serious money on the line. Like, this time around with the sponsorship from Nexus doubling the prize pool, I think it's $500 for first place, which is some serious cash.
Yeah. That's not a joke.
Look at this. When did they save from? They sent on wave 8, where Widderson leaked pretty decently while having 7 workers.
Last time it was 7 to 14, and now it's 8 to 13. So
8 till 13, yeah. So it's a shorter start, but a dangerous one nonetheless.
Well, they are doing the starve correctly, right? They are patiently waiting for the correct wave to send on.
Yep.
And then just kill them. The last time they didn't panic on 13, they just saved and went for 14, and now they didn't panic on wave 12 or on another wave, and they just because of the harden on wave 11, right?
Yeah.
A lot of players tend to send because they see the full harden.
Yeah, but that would have been a mistake because Kingdanzz was so strong on 12.
Yeah, but they waited patiently and just killed him on wave 13.
Yeah, really solid play from Aviator and SSP. Really solid play.
Yeah.
They definitely deserve this.
A little bit dirty, but still a solid gameplay.
Dirty for sure, but hey, if it gets you the win, it gets you the win.
Yeah, of course.
And speaking of win, that actually brings Aviator and SSP up to a 2-1 advantage in this grand final. So they only need 1 more win to secure the first place. And that juicy $500 prize.
Now I wanted that I could compete. Maybe next month I will compete.
Maybe.
I know how to win now. Just save, send income 1. Save to 7, save to 14.
Save to 14, yeah. That's the game plan, dude.
Yeah.
Come into a ladder near you for the whole of the next month.
Yeah.
SSP and Aviator, I will never forgive you if all of my ladder games are 7-wave saves from now on. I will never forgive you.
My economist is like 95. I think after this tournament it will be 20% or so.
Yeah.
It will be 90.
Yeah, everybody's just chasing that tactician stat now.
Widder is taking a small break.
Yeah, okay, so if Widder's on a small break, I think I will go and refresh my glass of water.
Yeah, I wanted to say the same.
Yeah, okay, so I'll pop us back onto the schedule screen. Toikan, if you want to be back in a couple of minutes, then we can give the players and the casters a short break. Twitch chat, don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Okay, I'm back. Penny isn't back, guys. Are we hyped, guys, for the maybe the last game? Hopefully not. Maybe we can get a second game after this, and we will have a deciders match. Would fit the final, right? And I think Penny is there.
All right, welcome back, guys. It looks like the players are all ready.
Yes, everyone is. We were waiting for you.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes casters need a quick break as well, you know?
Yeah, you don't know how tiring it is if you're just watching, you know? You're just chilling, watching, but
Yeah.
you actually need to talk the whole evening, and talking for 3 hours straight is just exhausting.
It's pretty heavy effort, right? But it's a lot of fun as well. Like, I wouldn't trade it. It's a really good pastime, I think, is casting games. You can just talk rubbish for like 5 hours in a row, and you've got 300 people enjoying the show, you know? It's lovely.
Yes, but for me it's even more exhausting because it isn't my mother tongue, you know? So I always have to think about what I'm saying.
Oh, of course, yeah. You're translating everything at the same time. Very impressive.
Well, it's pretty hard, yeah. Especially that my English isn't that great, but
I mean, it sounds pretty perfect to me, dude.
yeah, it's okay-ish. Well, let's go.
Let's go, guys. Without further ado, game number 4 is underway.
Do we see what Widderson is doing? He's picking greed.
Yeah, he's changing up his plan. Like, Castle didn't work for him the last couple of games. Not so well, anyway.
No, he was just getting starved, you know?
Yeah.
Not giving him the free game, and then his income couldn't catch up anymore.
And I think it's good to see him mixing it up, going with greed. I think they need to change the name of greed, though, because it seems like it's the least greedy option these days.
Yeah, they have to change it to standard.
Or just vanilla, you know?
Yeah, vanilla, normal.
Yeah.
Boring.
Boring.
Okay, what do we see from the start? Because King has got anglers and a gate guard, but look at his roll. What is his answer on 4? Okay, Widder is already preparing for wave 4.
Now he has the Berserker.
Okay, he rerolled on wave 1. Okay.
Aviator with the 5-worker Windhawk, and he's receiving from a 2-worker opener, and he gets a king up. That is such a good start for Aviator, actually. That is such a good start for Aviator.
This, right?
Yeah. You can't really understate exactly how good that is for Aviator. He's receiving from a very, very slow opener with Kingdanz's Berserker and Angler build, and he already started with 5 workers, and he has Flying Force. I think Aviator's going to go off to a very strong start in this game.
But looking at all the rules, what do you think about the rules? Aviator got the Flying Column with Arcane Tank. It's always good. But it falls off, right? After wave, let's say, 17-ish?
And I mean, that's a lot of waves before you start falling off, right?
Yeah, but then it will just fall off, right?
It will. But, like, you can win the game by then a lot of the time.
Yeah. True. And
meanwhile, SSP's got a pretty solid roll with the Aquas and the Trinity Archer for damage, and then he's got the Egg and the Mudman for tanks. So I think he's in a solid enough spot. Widderson's roll is interesting.
Widderson has a Toikan roll, I think. This is a roll I would pick. With Elite Archers, Fire Lords, Mudmans. I'm digging those kind of rolls. I really love this roll.
That's a really nice roll. Kingdanzz, I think his roll is a bit more difficult, and he had to re-roll on wave 1, which meant he had to keep the Angler in his roll, and he doesn't have a tier 1. So I think Kingdanz's roll is a little bit janky.
What I tend to do in those situations is to place an Angler and then re-roll. So you already have the Angler on the field, and you could just reroll the Angler if you want.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't want to play Angler, you could just sell it, right? On wave 1.
Yep.
Double snail on Widderson won't do too much.
It won't do anything. I think that's just feed for Widderson, right?
Yeah.
I think Aviator just wanted his income here.
And this even boss split isn't that much worth anymore because you have to sell it on wave 5.
Yeah.
I think it's worth to because well, if you play it like Widderson and you place your bus on wave 1, you will hold the snail anyway. If you place it half a square down, but you don't have to sell it again for wave 5.
Unless he wants the boss to go to the right.
But why do you want it?
Because you can place your Mudman there or something, and then have the archer kind of clear the left side.
Yeah, okay. Okay, DT Snail. Again, a pretty starved game. 5 workers, only Wither is pushing to 7, he received ascent.
Look how much better Widderson's early game is when he's playing Greed instead of Castle.
Yeah, it really makes a difference.
You can really see the difference. And sure, it helps that Aviator like sent him a couple of snails there, but it really makes a difference.
Yeah,
Aviator, he should do pretty fine here. The Fire Archer tanking 3 chickens is perfect for him. His aggro split is just really nice here.
Yeah, and he stayed on 5 workers, right?
Yeah.
So it's only a 60 cent versus 5 workers, but he can push now to 7, maybe even 8.
Yep.
Because he got his Violet to cover him on wave 6, and then he can just build Tempest or Canopy or something for wave 7, and he's just fine. So from now on he's pretty safe.
Ooh, Widderson, imps on 5. I've never seen that before.
Nice.
Yeah. What an innovator.
This is not the correct placement, I think.
Let's check the range. The Desert Pilgrim has 350.
I think it still tanks.
The Aqua has 400. No, it doesn't tank. The Aqua will tank.
Will it?
Yeah, the Aqua will tank. The boss, at least. It might tank some of the wave.
Yeah, but that's only good, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Let's zoom in and check. Yeah, the Aqua tanks the boss. In fact, it doesn't tank anything. Not even the wave, because the wave all goes right onto the buzzers. I think this is pretty bad aggro for SSP, honestly. Now it tanks.
The pilgrims.
Gets another heal. Okay, so he's going to leak, but it's not that bad.
Well,
55%.
Okay. Most of the value is
Aviator's holding with 375 value. Like, he's kind of lucky he didn't get a send here.
Yeah, otherwise it would be a harsh one to recover, right? If Aviator leaked too.
I think, to be fair, the most that Kingdanzz could send is like 1 Dragon Turtle, which is whatever, right? Like, you're not particularly scared about 1 Dragon Turtle on wave 5.
True. And Aviator also sees that Kingdanzz got a lot of value, right?
Yeah.
And we see a dehardened Mudman here.
Yeah, and there is a send coming from Aviator now. There's a 120 send. He can actually send another 40 on the back, so it's just a question of whether he wants to go for more snails. Widderson just sold his Mudman for 84 gold.
He's going to build a Firelord. It's pretty smart. I really like this decision, to be honest.
I mean, it's a good call, but he's only receiving income. It does mean that he'll hold here, right?
Yeah. He's defending his weak wave.
But that's a big gold loss. That's big gold loss
how
on the
much gold?
Mudman.
How much gold will he lost? Would he lost if he didn't do it, right?
True. Like, it's a good call.
It was a dehardened Mudman, so yes, he loses a lot of gold on the selling his Mudman. But on the other hand, he's full holding here with the income, so he will get it back instead of leaking full wave here.
True. Because he would leak really hard, right?
Yeah. He will leak full.
I think it's a good play. I think it's a very hard play to make because you never want to just like give up on 60 gold, right?
Some players are famous for it.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch a Mr. Slicket stream?
Yes.
or a York game?
Yeah.
No. They are famous for it. But back to the game. SSP is saving like really hard on Kingdanzz. He is kind of giving Aviator a free game.
Yeah, this seems to be their game plan, doesn't it? Like, SSP is just enabling Aviator in most of their games, seems like.
Yeah. If Aviator, if I'm going to play with SSP on the ladder and he's going to feed, I'm really going to be pissed.
Yeah, yeah.
I want him to. He has to enable me too now.
Yeah. SSP is the new support player on the ladder.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, the DTs. Yeah, will 2 DTs hurt Aviator? No, right?
No.
Kingdanzz just doesn't have any pressure on him. And he gets a pack leader, but the pack leader, I don't know.
Well, he's going to send Brute as well, right? So the Brute will push the pack leader right away from the Berserker. Which is really good. But Kingdanzz has another 200 gold to spend.
Will he sell? For his
he has to sell too much. He'd have to sell 2 gargoyles to get the Kingpin, but I think he might be doing it.
Angler and a gargoyle.
Wow, he does it.
Yes, he
makes the play. He makes the play. It's the correct play. He may still leak here, though, because the pack leader goes right away from the heavy hitters.
Yeah. And now it will... Will they focus? All focus there? Where's the... Oh, the Berserker isn't
the Kingpin's on the pack leader. Okay,
yeah,
I think with the lifesteal, he should be okay, right?
Yeah.
The lifesteal Kingpin is just nuts on wave 8.
And Wither is just fine with the...
Aviator actually does leak against the double dragon turtle. So
now
you're getting Caster's Curse.
Yeah. I'm doing it for too long now. I have to quit.
Yeah. So Kingdanzz, he's going to hold with that Kingpin lifesteal against the 220 send. That's really big for him.
So 2 times we in this game we saw the decision to sell stuff to hold the wave, and 2 times it was the right decision.
Both times it was the right decision, but it still hurts. Like, sure, Kingdanzz and Widderson, they didn't leak, they didn't take any king damage, but they've lost a lot of gold already on the side.
Can you just appreciate the income from Aviator compared to the others?
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. That is pretty nuts.
Wither's just getting full fat here.
Yeah. Widderson actually has more workers here on wave 9 than he did on wave 16 in the in game number 2.
Yep. But he's going to leak to this triple DT if Aviator is going to commit.
Does Aviator send third? He does not, he sends king ups.
Okay, then he should be fine-ish.
Yeah, the third actually would have made a difference, right?
I think it does, yeah. Because
2 would have gone right into the Fire Lord and just tanked it for a very long time. And like this, he can kill a few wave creeps before he dies.
He's close to leaking right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Nah, he's fine-ish.
I think he leaks, but it's like 2 creeps. Maybe 3.
Yeah, the Elite Archer is just really bad on wave 9.
That's his
and
+4
he
there for
didn't
Widderson.
have any fortified tank or impact damage. But this is fine. This is only more time for the save.
Totally happy to leak there. Look at his Mythium count.
An ogre?
Oh, here comes a big send.
Mole?
Big sends coming out on wave 10. There's Mole and DTs against Aviator. He does have the double Leviathan though, so that's serious DPS for Aviator, but he has no tanks.
No, indeed, he has 0 tanks.
Meanwhile, SSP has a full Halo though. But again, SSP also doesn't really have any tanks, and he does receive a massive send here from Widderson.
Yeah, and what can happen is, because Widderson sends the tanks, what can happen is that the Halo focuses the tanks, then the Aquas do damage to the Ogre, and then the Halo will just focus the Ogre.
Yeah.
And he will waste a lot of time on the Ogre. But let's see, will the Halo
I think it's on the boss. It is on the boss, right?
Yeah. Okay, it's on the boss.
But he's not going to kill it.
No. Look at this. The boss is already on the Halo. 0 tanks. And Aviator, is he going to cover here?
No?
Oh wow, this is
He's going to leak himself.
So for now,
the leak is very small, but he needed to cover. Kingdanzz leaks as well versus income.
Yeah, that's not the greatest, no. But yeah, with a Kingpin and everything, that's not the greatest, no.
Look at Widderson's work account, by the way. We've seen over the last few games how he's really struggled with that castle. But now playing Greed, he's kind of ahead of everybody in the game.
Yeah, he is. The power of the Elite Archer. Oh wait, did you see that Widder rerolled into Halo Boars?
Oh god. Oh no. Get me out. Get me out of here.
I was pressing tab to watch the rolls, and I just saw that he rerolled into Halo Boars.
Oh no.
Nice. This will be
SSP has
interesting.
Halo as well. And Kingdanzz starts doing egg sack abuse. SSP, does he play an egg? He does not. He has it in his role, but he's not played one.
It's really hard to know when to build the egg, right? If you are behind,
Yeah.
look at this value. He's already 200 value
super
behind.
low, yeah.
But it's because of the giant snails, right?
Yeah.
As soon as the Titan shows, the recommended value will be lower again.
Yep. But Kingdanzz with the eggs, and he just can't punish it because there's no way that he can leak him on 12 with double lifesteal kingpins. He doesn't even have that much Mythium on the side of SSP, actually. Oh man.
No, SP is kinda out this game.
He would have just popped his egg if he'd sent income here on 11, right? Widderson leaks
Widderson
42.
will help. Widderson will help him.
Widderson will help, but it's still kind of half HP. Is it going to be enough? This might be an omelet here for Kingdanzz.
Yeah. What happened was that Widder didn't have enough buses to protect his Elite Archer. His Elite Archer died, and then all his DPS was just gone.
Will the Kingpin live or will it die? It does go for the low HP one first. It does kill 2 pretty quickly. The lifesteal kicking in. This is going to be really close.
Yeah, this is so close. No.
Oh. It holds.
But what do we see? What we see that SSP picked the giant snails, right?
Yeah.
And the giant snails versus the kingpins.
Very solid. Now, Kingdanzz is forced to make a 60 stack kingpin here just to be able to hold on 12.
Widder has to show his Titan, okay, and he does. He didn't pick his Titan. He has to pick his Titan here.
Yeah, he has to place it on the Phoenix, right?
Just place your Titan. Just do it. Just to cover your mate's egg.
He puts it on the ball, though, instead of the Phoenix. What do you think about that?
Well, with this Phoenix placement, the board... Oh, wait.
And the Phoenix is tanking really nicely, actually. Like, perfectly, almost. Unless it dies, in which case it's not perfect.
Well,
and
but
it does die.
It tanked long enough, right?
But if it had Titan, it would tank forever.
I'm watching Kingdanzz now. He's still got a full kingpin.
Yeah,
the low HP, the low stack kingpin was tanking before his high stack kingpin, so that was pretty good.
Good for him, but I think
League.
Widderson holds. Kingdanzz is going to hold as well, right?
Does he?
Oh, maybe he's just going to leak the Drake.
Well,
Drake +2.
Nice,
Okay.
nice. We
There's
see a
the
little
omelette.
scrambled egg.
There's the scrambled egg, yeah. But look at the worker count. We've got 17 and 19 workers on Kingdanzz and Widderson.
And the Mythium count, right?
And the Mythium count. And SSP is stuck on 11 workers.
And we know that King has the LODs, so the giant snails from SSP get less value as soon as the LODs and the 80s are there.
Yeah, exactly.
And King will do another egg? No, he won't. Oh, he full pushes for 14, I think?
Yeah, must be. Yeah, this looks like a 14 send against these players, right? Because either are really good, like Aviator has the Canopy and the Leviathans, which are really solid on wave 14, but the rest of his stuff is kind of bad. And pretty much everything that SSP has is bad.
He's trying to protect his Halo with his Aquas.
Surely SSP is re-rolled already. Like, if he hasn't re-rolled, he has to re-roll now to try and get something for 14.
Can we see it? No, we can't see it if he re-rolled, right? Because he still has the same units as he placed.
Still has the same units, exactly, yeah.
And I think Aviator didn't re-roll either.
But Aviator does have the option for the Ocean Templar and maybe even another Canopy. Which
yeah,
is pretty strong on 14.
He already placed the Grawl in the Growl's room, right?
Yeah.
And he's sending income to get it.
Well, here comes the send. We've got an Ogre and a pack leader from Widderson. Kingdanzz has 420 Mythium to play around with. See what he goes for. King actually holding here with his Kingpins is kind of impressive. He would have leaked against Giant Snails for sure.
Yeah, he would have leaked full wave.
Yeah, he does get the double canopy with the Ocean Templar, with the Leviathan buff. That is really strong. Good for Aviator, and he's only 180 undervalue, which is not that really bad. Strong, yeah. I think Aviator's got a chance to hold. But SSP does not. SSP does not have a chance to hold. Even with the hardened Mudman, like he needs to harden these as well to have... Yeah. And he does, he does.
But yes, SSP just looks terrible here.
Yeah. Kingdanzz actually has to have a chance to leak against the Giant Snails, by the way. That's worth pointing out. But let's focus on Aviator and SSP's lanes, because these are the ones receiving the dangerous sends. 520 against Aviator, 560 against SSP. SSP just absolutely crumbling over here. He does at least clear up some of the units on the left.
With the Halo, yeah.
But if we have a look at Aviator, he's doing really well. As expected, that Titan canopy still alive. In fact, he's just going to hold. He's just holding. Really strong.
Look at this
canopy. Yeah. Well played, Aviator. Minus 180, easily holding. SSP leaks a large percentage, but it's not actually that dangerous.
Look at the get up by regenning. It's almost half HP.
Just smurfing away in the middle there with the double regen, the Canopy passive and the Ocean Templar passive. It's got so much HP. Look at that. It's already at like 3.4, 3.5k.
Yeah, Kingdanzz.
And Kingdanzz's wave is just lasting forever. He holds.
Will it be a full HP one?
Yeah. This canopy, look, it's on 4.1k now by the time the wave actually reaches.
Yeah, the canopy is just smurfing.
Can he kill the ogre as well before it reaches king? I think he can.
Is this just a...
It's not a full hold, but it's a very small amount of creeps reaching the king.
One more. This was not worth it. This save was not worth it.
I mean, you say that, but look at the worker situation. Kingdanzz and Widderson both on 25 workers versus 18 and 14 for Aviator and SSP.
Yeah, but Aviator did the push, right? Look at this gold. SSP was pushing, but Aviator did the push. Are they going for the long save? I think they are going for the long save again. But when do you want to send? You already see the bars. Widder just popped his halo.
Yeah.
Or was it last wave? Oh, it was last wave.
When can they go? They can't go 17 against Kingdanzz's Kingpins and Eggs and Widderson's Boars. 18 maybe, but then Widderson has Halo and Phoenix and Kingdanzz has Lifesteal Fatalizers. I don't know, man. This is a hard one to call.
Yes, it is. But Aviator is saving 500 gold here.
Yeah.
But what will they do? This is a pretty rough one indeed.
Maybe he's going to go for like a full push 17 or something like this.
One of the biggest problems for Aviator and SSP is that the guy with the good roll, with like the really strong roll and who's best in the game is Widderson.
Yep.
And Aviator on their side. So the SSP is able to suicide it to Kingdanzz, but Kingdanzz is also able to suicide it to Aviator.
I think Aviator might go for a full push with his shifted gold, and then just try for like a massive wave 17 send, even though Widderson has boars.
Yeah, they have to...
Oh, but there's a full send coming from Kingdanzz and Widderson, so if Aviator goes for that play, it's going to backfire. He's just full building. But he'll hold then, right?
Yes, and he will also hold SSP.
In that case, I guess it was just a bait from Aviator. Like, he wanted to present as if he had full pushed on wave 14, right? Because he didn't build anything for wave 15.
Yeah, the classical just don't push.
So they baited the send, come out from Kingdanzz and Widderson, and Aviator should be able to hold now because he's got some pretty nutty value.
Even getting the Violet here with the Ocean Templar buff and the Leviathan buff.
But SSP is very undervalued though, and with bad units. SSP is going to leak hard here, for sure.
SSP is just dead.
SSP is dead, so SSP can pretty much full push at this point.
But when do you want 18? Is this a hard push 18 now for them? Aviator is already pushing full. You already see him pressing
Yeah.
blue button.
Aviator
And
needs to
leak
hold
too.
here. He
He's
has to
going leak.
hold.
He is going to leak, right?
Then don't they just die?
Close to.
This is so important now for Aviator to hold here. And I don't think he's going to manage it.
No. He's going to leak. Are they dead? Everybody knows that 16 doesn't do any damage, right?
They don't even have full spell upgrade though. And SSP leaked everything, and that's all on full HP. This might just be the game. It's certainly close.
Yeah, this is really close. This is really close.
There's 19 creeps reaching the king. That includes 2 pack
And
leaders
now
and
it
an
will
ogre.
be. And now it will. Well, the problem is that it's really hard to break King and Wither now because of all this gold.
They get so much gold. I think they survive. They do, just barely.
Yeah.
Just
16
barely.
Don't do any damage.
And King and Widderson are resending, and Aviator and SSP are saving.
I like this. I like this resend. I really like it.
And they're going to catch them because Aviator pushed, and he's really bad on this wave. Aviator is really bad on this wave. SSP, you have to harden here. You have to harden.
Yeah, but SSP is just outright.
He is out, but he has to harden because Aviator is going to barely hold his own lane, never mind be able to cover mid. They're even building for 18 on both. SSP making Halo and Pilgrim here. I don't think they expect the 17 resend. I think this is going to end the game.
Yeah, I like the resend. Tempest doesn't do any damage.
They're even both shifting gold. 95 on Aviator, 80 on SSP, but this is just going to end the game. There's no way they survive here.
This is a really nice resend.
Do you remember the lost and no send in game 1?
Yes.
This feels a bit like that.
Saving. It's too long saving, you mean?
Yeah, too long save. Saving for next game.
Or next month. That was
Next
yesterday,
month.
right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we said that, and then Bonnie and Basti won the series, so... But yeah, I mean, Aviator's not even holding his own lane, never mind covering.
This is GG.
Yeah.
This is GG.
GG?
I really like this reset. It's the same like if people are committing into wave 18, they are terrible on wave 19. So most of the time you can get them on wave 19, right?
Yeah.
And now, again, if you're...
They had no choice, though. They absolutely had no choice. But to be fair, do they even win on 18 when there's Phoenix, Halo, Boar on Widderson, and there's Fatalizers and Hades on Kingdanzz? I just don't know, man.
No. Me neither. Then they just could... If they didn't kill them here, they could just full king up, and there's a really small chance that they will get one-shotted, right, with full king.
They needed to send 16.
Yeah,
Aviator and SSP needed to send 16.
Just
look at the values on Kingdanzz and Widderson. I mean, sure, Widderson has the Phoenix and probably a decent chance to hold, but Kingdanzz is dead. And you know Kingdanzz is dead because you've been leaking him with like baby sends. You can see his power score. I think they needed to send 16. Yeah. SSP can just go for 8 giant snails, right?
Yeah. Just go income king on Wither or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were the ones who pushed into the 16 cent.
Yeah.
Versus the no push, and we finally see some games that the no push is getting punished for it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well played, Kingdanzz and Widderson. They tie the series here, so we are now looking at a 2-2. We will see the full extent of the best of 5. Toikan, we've got a game on our hands.
Yeah, a final we deserve, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice best of 5. All the 5 games are getting played.
In fact,
really even games. Really even games.
I think I'm right in saying that every series so far tonight has gone the distance. We had all 3 games played in both semi-finals, and now we're having all 5 games played in the grand finals. This is what the viewers wanted, right? Everyone wants to see the games go the distance. Everyone wants to see close, hard-fought games, and the teams are certainly delivering that for us tonight.
Yes, I don't want to say it, but I'm glad that we didn't cast all games.
Oh yeah. Like if we cast all 11 games on stream, we'd be here until 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, like it's too much. But like this is perfect.
We are waiting for Widderson.
As always.
We are ready.
Right, players are in the lobby. Casters are ready.
So, who is going to take the final game, Mr. Penny?
Oh man, it is just so close to call. I think all of the games have felt pretty starved from both of these teams, and when they go for those sends, the sends are really dangerous. So I just don't know which way it's going to go. I know whichever way it goes, it's going to be a very hard fought series.
Yes, like we said in the beginning, we're giving the edge for 55% to Kingdanzz and Widder.
Yep.
And yeah, well, it's actually more 51-49.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. For sure, it seems that way. Yeah. Oh,
and we see, oh, look at it. Widder picked Greed again.
All 4 players picking Greed. So back to vanilla mode.
But I like vanilla mode with exciting games.
Yeah, for sure.
Too bad. No one has Bone Crusher, but Aviator got the rats. So he will probably cheat something with the rats.
Aviator is very good with the rats. Like, he's the one who taught Widderson how to play with the rats, basically, so...
Yeah. And then everyone just copied it. But everyone knows that Aviator is a sandbox tiger, right?
Yeah.
You spend so much time in the sandbox, it's insane.
What a tryhard, dude. What an absolute tryhard.
I think he played Element on wave 18 for like, I don't know, a couple of days. So I was thinking he tried to do different Phoenix positionings, you know?
Yeah.
And we see this. Yeah, I was already expecting the Grawl with the red.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Really good combo.
Yeah, really strong.
Dan's going with the 5-worker Windhawk. We have 2 like eco spells as well, because we have Allowance and Investment, and then we have the Protector, which is a pretty solid buff. Oh, by the way, SSP. This time it's SSP's turn to have the broken roll. He has the Boar, he has the Disciple. But if we look at Kingdanzz, I actually think he has the best role in the game. Kingdanzz has the Flying Force with the Windhawk and the Tempest, and he has that Phoenix as well, which is insane when paired with Leviathans in the late game. He even then has the Shroom as well, which is his Arcane tank, but 2, a flying unit as well when it's upgraded to Canopy. So he has like pretty much the full flying comp, even the Mask as well. He only has 1 ground unit with the Warg. Everything else in his role is flying. Everything else is getting buffed by that Leviathan. This is a really, really great role for Kingdanzz. Like, one of the best we've seen so far.
Yes, it's like most versatile role in the game, right?
Yeah.
He got answers for every wave.
He has everything. This is a really nice role. And sure, SSP has the Disciple Boar, but his early game is not that great. Unlike Kingdanzz, who just has a very solid curve. Like, he's got fantastic early game with Flying Force, and he's got fantastic late game as well with Leviathan Phoenix. The only thing with Kingdanzz is his role falls off crazy hard on like wave 20 and 21. But that only matters if the game goes that far, and we haven't seen any game go to wave 20, I don't think, so far tonight.
And if the game goes so far, SSP got the best late game role, so he can just suicide. If the game goes so far, you know?
True.
If Widder stays in the game, and yeah, this game has to be won before wave, I don't know. Let's see. Widder's role, is it good? He got the axe with the Yuzora and the Pilgrims.
I think it's okay. I think his role is very strong for the whole early game. Like, it only really looks weak on, say, wave 9. But he's got answers all the way through, like 1 till 8. And then he's not amazing on 11, but even for 11, he can have like a Chieftain buffing and an Oathbreaker, right? Which is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think Widderson's role is okay. Like, it's not as flashy as Kingdanzz or SSP's, but it's certainly a strong role.
Is this going to leak to 1DT?
It is, yeah. Not a big leak. Maybe kill 1 more?
Yeah. Oh, this is fine.
SSP gets his sunglasses there, the 28%, while saving, by the way. So he's got his 50 Mythium. I guess he wants to go wave 5 with Imps against Widderson.
Classic.
Quality
and he might
play.
pro leak again, right? Oh no, he
might.
stayed 5 workers, never mind.
I almost think it would have been worth for him to push a worker in Pro League. Right?
Yeah, then you get your imps for sure. Now
Yeah.
you don't get your imps if you hold.
Well, yeah, because now you have one less worker and you're going to hold the wave, so it's not going to last that long. I think he needed to push 6 workers here and
But
just accept the leak.
One of the problems with the 6 workers is that you kind of are forced to spam your protons because his cheapest unit is 90.
Yep.
And I think with the save and then he couldn't build like the I don't know, Tempest or something, you know?
True,
So
true.
do you want proton spam just to Pro League? I don't know.
Probably not, right? But like this, he gets his dino instead of the imps, which I think is okay. And he does now push up to 7 workers.
Yeah. And it's just fine, right, to go for the dino. You don't always want to give up a little bit of your own game.
Yeah, I mean, Widderson will not leak to the dino, although he does have 7 workers.
And it will be a dino snail, right? If SSP adds.
Well, SSP might just decide to save, knowing that he only sent the dino, and knowing that Widderson actually doesn't look amazing on wave 6.
But he goes for the pilgrim? Yeah, he goes for the pilgrim. Oh, he goes for the snail, by the way. He does add the snail one.
Well, this is just an easy hold, I think, for Widderson.
Wait, this isn't tanking. His pilgrim isn't tanking.
I don't think it matters. I think he's just so good on this wave. Maybe. The Nightmare is going to get killed pretty quick.
Yeah, he's getting all the focus. And the Nightmare isn't getting another heal.
Well, this will be a leak for Mr. Widderson. Mr. Downs, of course, he holds very easily. And of course, SSP holds. And Aviator, he does leak to the Hermit here. So Widderson with 50% there. Aviator with the 44% as well. He did double hunt his rats, of course. I think we can call that a +4.
Yeah, this is fine. But the you want to leak. It's okay to leak with the rats, right? Because 5 workers versus 8 workers, the amount of Mithium is you produce in that amount of time. I don't know. Is it 22? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, probably not, right? I think Aviator's in the lead. We'll take a quick look at Mithium generated when wave 6 starts. So yeah, Aviator has 217 Mithium.
That's close to Widder.
He's tied with Widderson, but Widderson will keep generating more during the build phase because, of course, he has the workers. But he's only ahead by 1. Like, Aviator has pushed up to 7 now, so he's only very slightly behind. And he's going to treasure hunt again, of course.
He's keeping 1 for his split and pushing.
I like it. I think it's a good call.
Yeah, the hardest thing I find with the rats is knowing when to push, you know?
Yeah.
Because you want to greet the rats. And it's really hard to make the decision, okay, now I'm going to push instead of, I don't know, hunt again or...
Yeah. The unit is pretty weak, like, as a fighter, isn't it? You want to have it hunting as many waves as possible. And only keep it above ground when you're absolutely forced to.
If you don't push, you're also fucked, right? Later on, you need the workers instead of the rats. The rats are only a bonus instead of.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but we saw at the end of the semi-final with Widder and King against Shadow and Joke that Widderson was like treasure hunting 9 pack rats on wave 16 to great effect.
That's something you have to do in the mid game when you're ahead. Just place it in your split, and when you received your big send, you hunt all.
Yeah.
Because it's a still good split unit. It doesn't really matter which unit you use in the split. It's all about the time they produce. And the big rats are 2 hits by wave 18 creeps, right?
Yeah, true. Which is actually a really good value tank for wave 18.
Yeah. Okay.
Aviator with hunt.
And we see the 140 cents and the 1.
But pure income from both of them.
Yeah.
So I think they're both just completely fine. Although the Cannoneer does kill Kingdanz's Shroom very early, but he has very high value as well. So I think he's just completely fine. And Widderson, I definitely don't expect to see a leak on Widderson with his Nekomata, with his Nightmare, and the Pilgrim just healing everything up. So he's completely fine. And yeah, Kingdanzz holds as well, as expected.
SSP is fine, and Aviator is fine too. So this is kind of the kind of game I was expecting beforehand. Like everyone is sending just income and kingdoms, and this is
look at the
actually
income,
first
by the
game.
way.
Yeah, this is actually the first game everyone does it. Everyone sends income, just skills. I don't know.
It's an interesting one for sure. And this is the
is
final game. You know, this is the 5th game in a best of 5. There's everything to play for. And they're just kind of going back to what they know best, you know, their income sending, they're scaling, they're pushing workers. I like it.
Yeah, me too. Finally a good game. Well, the others were good, I mean, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. Just
I know exactly what you mean, Mr. Toikan.
Game. This might go to, I don't know, wave 21.
This is my kind of game.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, I want to see the Mythium. I want to keep track of the Mythium this game. So Aviator got a small lead. Yeah, only 6 Mythium, so...
Yeah, but the lead will grow as soon as the wave ends, right? Because that's when he gets the big, like, instant injection.
He's close to... Wait, how much is it now? Okay, yeah, he's 20 ahead, 30. Yeah. 20, 30.
And here comes the mole on 9. They must have, like, missed the game plan, because everybody knows that you send moles on 8.
True.
But SSP, he's completely fine here. He has the King Claw, which is going to tank the entire split. He has the Canopy to deal some damage on the left. He's completely
also
safe.
The Atom, right? The Atom is also decent-ish.
Yeah.
With damage.
Aviator didn't tank any of his rats. Aviator might actually go for a bit of a leak here, because rats kind of suck, Badger sucks, and the Banana Bunk just does 0 damage when there's a mole on the field. I think that's going to be a pretty decent leak from Aviator. Yeah, Graal is...
And he does have a DPS Bunk, you see that? It's the last unit.
And actually, SSP's King Claw died just before casting a spell there as well, so it doesn't
he's
cost
still fine.
him.
Look at the Canopy.
Yeah,
Canopy will clear this up.
He's fine, but it means that he might not be able to full clear like he might have done otherwise.
True.
But now SSP on 14 workers with 200 Mythium in the bank. Aviator staying on 10 workers, but he has 250 Mythium with those rats. Of course, he wasn't able to hunt here.
When do they go?
10 apparently.
Here. Yeah? We have the answer. So pack leader versus king, I like it. Pack leader on 10
pack leader and imps, really good actually. SSP gets the ogre out as well, which I think is very good against Widderson. Widderson will be able to afford his doppelganger here.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Is the ogre that good versus the doppel?
It's not good versus the doppel, but it is good at killing all of the tanks in front of the doppel. I think he might still. Places the Azora, he changes his mind. Because if he gets the Azora, he's got kind of ugly gold. Yeah, he goes for the doppel.
Yeah, he goes
good choice. The buff is going on... What's the buff going on? It's going on the Neko, right? Okay, no, he's placing a fit. Right, 300 send on Danzz, 280 on Widders. Let's have a look at how this one goes. The Ogre clearing the tanks very quickly. The boss now on the Doppel. And of course, the Chieftain doesn't do very much damage. That will be a leak from Widderson. If we have a look at Kingdanzz, that was going to be a leak as well. So 75% Widders. And
with the ogre, this is a really big damage.
Well, you say it's big damage, but they have like 9 out of 10 king attacks and 4 spell.
Yeah, they are prepared. True.
They're prepared.
Let's see. I will say it's like 60% to 60%. Am I right?
Yeah, pretty much spot on.
Okay,
exactly 60%.
Oh my.
Was ein richtiger Gottspieler, Mr. Toikan.
I still don't have the caster's curse, you know?
Yeah,
okay,
we're going to have you back on sometime next month too, because you're too good at this.
Well, let's move on. So, yes, leaks are bad. And the game is pretty even, I will say. If you look at Kingdanzz and
but Danzz has just pushed really
SSP,
hard now. Kingdanzz has pushed really hard. He's seen his opportunity. He's pushed 20 workers. He's staying very, very low value, but he wants to try and get a big leak in.
He's safe on wave 12, right? With the Leviatans and the Wargs and stuff, so he's kind of safe here.
Goes for the egg. We're going to see more low worker egg abuse.
Nice. But if you look at... Oh yeah, Aviator just hunted like all of his value. But I wanted to point out Aviator's value because but that's from the hunts.
Yeah, but he has 300 of his value underground, right?
Yeah. And SSP is also fine on 12. Wave 13 will be interesting on everyone.
Yeah.
Do we know if Aviator already rerolled? Maybe he rerolled already on 1 or so?
If he rerolled, he did it early because he's had these units for a long time already.
Yes, so he doesn't really have an answer for wave 13, right? Hades and Reds are his only answer?
Which is definitely not perfect. But Widderson doesn't have that much Mythium because, of course, he stayed on 12 workers while he does the exec abuse.
Yeah, of course. But they don't get baited. But
but if they don't send
Aviator rerolled into Millennium.
Oh, perfect.
And Orchid instead of the Hades.
And he places the Millennium here as well. So and again, treasure hunting for rats, knowing this end doesn't come on 12, so he'll be able to get that Doomsday online for wave 13, and he should just be completely fine.
They go 14 on them, right? They have to go 14 or 15
against Kingdanzz and Widders.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't go 13 against the full Hydra that's going to pop here. And the Phoenix from Kingdanzz. There's just
they
no
go
way.
Only income here into save the rest for 14 or 15. I mean,
maybe. Hey, it looks like they do go for income. Yeah, you're right. But everybody goes for income. This one's just too close to call.
Yeah, they have the feeling that they are not able to leak their opponents, right, all the time. Because you know that Aviator is going to have a Doomsday and he's going to not hunt. So, yeah, why would you try to leak him? But I don't know about these king ups. I think it was better for both sides to just
save after income, right?
Yeah, just save after the income. Don't king up.
Wow. Widderson even makes another exec here. I'm getting flashbacks, dude, to my ranked games. What is this?
Yeah. This is really annoying to see. Yeah. If someone does this versus you, you're just, I don't know, getting a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully SSP and Aviator can keep their cool.
Oh, what? Maybe it wasn't the right call for Kingdanzz?
Huh?
Oh wait, he still leaks it right with income, so it's
he does leak him with income, yeah. It's only 2 creeps though.
But I think SSP is smashing his keyboard with seeing this egg.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Would he have broken him with a full send? He probably would, right? Because this was a 400 income and king send, so if he'd gone for a full send, he
was almost dead, and then he only had the pilgrims. Yeah, with a full send, King Widder will leak, will leak, yeah. But this is looking kind of rough for Aviator and SSP, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Aviator's doing what he can. He's treasure hunting every wave. Now 5 rats under the ground.
Yeah, they are trying. They are, but I don't know. It will be harder and harder because Widder is popping another. Oh, what? He was popping another egg. He sold it again.
Oh, he did.
Oh wait, he's placing it again. So another egg. So it will be harder and harder to just kill Widder, right?
Another one. They could potentially go 15, but it don't really have any Mythium. Like, there's only 200 on SSP, only 130 on Aviator. I mean, sure, he's got 6 rats now under the ground, so he will get a decent chunk of Mythium when those pop up at the end of the wave.
Wait. Will Widder leak here?
No. The Doppel... Oh, no, the Doppel got killed. The Doppel got sniped. He's going to lose both eggs here. That's
yeah.
Oh, that's a little bit of an uncharacteristic mistake from Mr. Widderson. I think he learned this move from his old tournament partner, right? Because these are Adam's eggs, if I ever saw them.
Yeah, yes, indeed. No, I saw the double was getting sniped instant, and I was like, this might be a leak. Oh, this egg
Oh,
was
Widderson. The
so not
second
worth
egg
it.
was too greedy.
Yeah. And I don't know. If they had a chance to fuck up, this was the chance. But still, I don't know.
They're still in a
do
pretty
blind.
solid spot. Like Kingdanzz, he's on fire. It's only for 25 gold, but his role is very strong, like we said. Like he basically isn't weak until wave 20 on the side of Kingdanzz.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean he won't leak, because SSP and Aviator might have too much Mythium to just overwhelm him, but his role, let's say, doesn't have any weak waves before 20.
Yeah, indeed. Maybe a 19.
I mean, the Fire Lord is weak 19, sure, the Phoenix, but the Leviathan is great there, the Mask is great there, the Warg is great there. You know, he's got options.
True. Or I mean, on 17, then only the wargs are good, right?
Yeah, true. 17 is pretty good.
Maybe 17.
But Aviator's going for income on 16, and he is very good on 16.
Yeah, and Wither and King will just skip, I think.
They'll just skip. They just. Oh no, they send as well. Okay.
They go for the Triads send even.
Okay. Well, let's see. Can Aviator and SSP hold here? Obviously, Aviator had 450 of his value under the ground, so he can just keep those above ground if he's expecting a send here on 16.
And he can even buff his orchards here.
Yeah.
This orchard with boost will just melt half the wave already.
Yeah, but he's spent all of his gold, so he'll actually need to sell rats if he wants to boost.
And SSP just has to put this Leviathan here.
And he does.
With his last... Okay.
No,
No, he goes for... I don't like this. I think you have to sell this Star Collar for this Leviathan, right?
Yeah, agreed.
It's so much way more value.
They even throw on some king spells as well. And Aviator, because Widderson was doing that low worker egg play, Aviator, who has the stronger build, only receives 360 here. He's actually only minus 105. I think he can hold.
Or close to holding.
Or close to holding. And they have a very upgraded king. Like, it's not full, but it's close to.
Aviator is just easy holding here.
He is. His Haven just barely dies at the end there. And SSP, I mean, that's a very small leak there. 59% versus a 640 send, actually, from Kingdanzz. While SSP was minus 500 value, that's a really good performance, I think.
Yeah, he did really great.
And actually,
but that's also the power
to the Drakes. He is.
But that's also the power of the Boar and Steed Disciple combo, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a sickening combo, but it is extremely strong in the late game. Disciple Boar is just... it's the nuts, basically.
Even with the King Claws,
yeah,
they are also pretty good late game.
Now take a look at the workers and see what's going on. We've got Kingdanzz and Widderson pushing quite hard, while we have SSP and Aviator deciding to go for some really innovative play here with the overbuild and starve.
Well, they did send income last game.
They did.
Last wave. We see Aviator easily clearing in the mid here.
Yep. But Kingdanzz and Widderson, they continue to push. Widderson now on 38 workers, now on 40. So Widderson actually has more than 5 times as many workers in this game than he did in game number 2, where he stayed on 8 workers for the entire game.
Is he suiciding? I think
it looks like he is. So they're going to go for a wave 18 all in against SSP and Aviator.
But look at the king of SSP and Aviator. It's almost full HP.
It is.
And it's full buff, right?
And Aviator's really strong on 18. Like, if he's scared, he just needs to not hunt his 6 rats. He can even boost some orchids. He's got Hades on the field. Like, he's pretty strong.
And even SSP is pretty strong, right? Yeah. With this combo, you kind of always clear at least half of the wave.
And as well, if they read this, if they see that Widderson's full pushed, all they need to do is send income and king, and they do. Yeah. They read it. They read them like a book. Aviator gets his cannons on the field. SSP is going to do the same, I'm sure. then they just win on like 19 or 20 afterwards.
Yeah, and you already see the question marks coming in.
Yep.
Like, okay, this is a full push.
They know it's a full push, so they're just going to go for their incoming king here on 18. And now
Aviator isn't full pushing, by the way.
he doesn't need to full push. They think they can hold. Like with their income king sends, they think they can hold.
Yeah, SSP is also going for the income. But is it no push 20 then? Or is it full push for Aviator to go 20? What do you think?
I mean, if they survive this kind of all-in play from Kingdanzz and Widderson, I think they pretty much just win by default, no?
Yeah, but I think they still have to go 20, right?
They could. I think they just go 19 because they know that Widderson is full pushing, no?
But Widder is building.
He is building a bit.
It was just hard pushing.
Hard pushing, but not full suicide. You don't go full suicide.
You don't go full suicide, but he doesn't have the badges, so it probably won't work. But let's go back to the game, because those are some big sets coming in. SSP is like 700 under, same for Aviator is 700 under. So
yeah, they're both pretty under, but Aviator has, and he's full boosted these orchids, which are just going to shred as soon as he manages to kill those turtles. So the turtles are down. Look how quickly those Wave 18 creeps die. He's killed 2 already, and the ogre. By the time the shurikens run out, that is insane burst damage from those orchids.
Yeah, that is just, I don't know.
SSP's already killed half the wave. Kingdanzz obviously easy holds, but that was never in doubt. Aviator's just holding and comfortably so. Like SSP leaks, it's a big percentage, but it's not really a dangerous leak. One of these is on 0 HP. I mean, there's a Shaman 4As. It probably reaches the king, but it's not going to do any damage.
No, did you see that Aviator and SSP didn't full send? They only went for the income and saved the rest.
That's a good call. They also haven't pushed a single worker on either player.
They go 20. They're going to kill them 20.
I feel like Widderson and Kingdanzz resend on 19 though, right? Well, no, they can't. SSP and Aviator are too good on 19.
Yeah. Especially SSP. SSP, you can't break SSP with only one Shaman and I don't know which, so it's just impossible. It will be a 20 race. But I don't know.
I mean, Kingdanzz cannot hold on wave 20. He doesn't have a single unit for wave 20.
Maybe SSP, it sounds weird, but maybe SSP is in the position to full push. Because they see that Widder added value on wave 18.
And Widderson has the wave 20 roll, right?
Yeah. So maybe SSP has to full push here. And that Aviators try to hold the longest. Oh wait, he isn't that greedy anymore. He only hunts 2.
He hunts 2. I mean, it's a good call because I wouldn't have been surprised to see a resend, especially when they know that Widderson has pushed pretty hard.
But on the other hand, do you need to suicide into someone with only 5k value?
Probably not, right? So here comes the send from Kingdanzz and Widderson. The Shamans are out. I definitely expect to see the return Shamans from SSP and Aviator.
Yeah.
Here they come. Now, Kingdanzz and Widderson, their send is much bigger, much bigger.
Yeah.
But their value is much lower as well.
Well, Kingdanzz value is the same as the others.
Kingdanzz value is good, but he doesn't have any units for wave 20. Like, he's got 3 canopies to tank, and all of his other units are terrible on 20. Like, really bad on 20.
Yeah, but Widder is just spamming the Azoras. Was SSP suiciding? No, he's sold stuff. Wait.
He sold his King Claws to make
more
boars.
He sold Disciples. Yeah. He
had 2 King Claws here, so he sold his King Claws. He's trading that for Disciples and more boars on the Ocean Templar, by the way, which is just insane really for wave 20.
It's really strong. This will be a race.
840 send on SSP. And the full boost Orchid again on Aviator. It's just so much burst damage. Kingdanzz is just going to get run over.
Yeah. Like we said, after wave 19, his roll is just terrible.
It falls off hard, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a big leak from Kingdanzz. And Widderson, he's not holding either. SSP, it looks like he's doing pretty well.
Who
Aviator's
is
holding for a
the
long
longest? Oh, this is so.
Oh, it's so
Close, so
close.
close.
It's so close. But this is
think-
going to go to. This is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
SSP and
it's gonna
Aviator
go
are
to them by
going to
miles.
win this.
Wow, well played SSP, well played Aviator. What a series, what a match.
Yeah. And the Yonka players are winning. of course.
Yonka players, yeah. The better
Of
guild won clearly here on Wave 20.
Well played to SSP and Aviator. They
What a
really
match.
played it well.
What a match. And I've got to say, I've got to scroll back through here to Wave 14 and see where Widderson placed that second egg and lost both of them to no send. Because that feels like a turning point in this match. Like, if he just gets those egg sacs off into fully hatched hydras, I feel like he just has the value advantage, right? And just doesn't die from that point.
He will just hold, like, with the wave 16 cent. He leaked only to 2 drakes, of course, but it was leaking to income. Then he leaked again on 17. He leaked bad on wave 18.
Yeah.
And then he was just out of the game. I don't know.
But
It was yes, it was indeed a really good final, I will say. A really good series.
Yeah. Every match today has gone the distance. Best of 3s in the semis, best of 5 in the grands. Like, what a series, what a Nova Cup. And massive congratulations to SSP and Aviator. Like, these guys take a really hard-fought series here. They go the full distance, best of 5 versus 2 of the most celebrated players in Legion TD, which is, of course, Kingdanzz and Widderson. And they come home victorious. So, well played. First place. Very well deserved for Team This Is Fine. Very well played.
Indeed, I agree. I was very impressed by, I don't know, the long saves from Aviator and SSP at the first game, especially at the first game, of course, the semi-final. I didn't expect it, but they just played, I don't know, how to win, you know? Then they went for income, then they went for the big starve, and I don't know, they just played really good, and they are the deserved winners of this tournament. Yeah,
for sure. They played extremely well in all of their matches today, and very well deserved first place. Really nice to see some new champions as well. Like SSP and Aviator, I think it's the first time they've had a big tournament win together. So yeah, really nice to see those guys getting a very well deserved win here, and super well played to them.
And getting